Welcome everybody for Bar TV's coverage of the Twilight T20 competition for the Newcastle District Cricket Association. We're at number 1 sports ground tonight and it's a little bit overcast, a little bit blustery, and with me as always for this coverage is Murray Christie. Murray, how are you?
Good mate, how are you?
Yeah, we've seen some exciting games, haven't we?
We have indeed, and this is the last of them. Seems like a bit of a David and Goliath contest, but the nature of the T20 battle, it can be a great leveller, and with Merryweather a little bit under strength, should be a nice even game, and we're looking forward to a tight challenge.
Yeah, definitely, and Merryweather won the toss, electing to bat. We've seen all the teams that have batted first, they have won, so that is a definite advantage. How do you see the chase going anyway?
Yeah, I think it's important for Charlestown to restrict them perhaps to 140, 150 and then take them on.
Yeah, very good. We're going to head up to the stands now, resume our commentary. All the best for your call, all the best to the teams, and thanks everybody for tuning in. Yes, and how quick are we, Murray? We said we'd be right up here, and we are.
Quicker than the speed of light, my friend.
Who would have thought? And this is going to be a cracking game, as we mentioned just before. Of course, this is the NDCA T20 Twilight competition, and their major sponsors, Commonwealth Bank, Kingsgrove Sport, the Newcastle Herald, where we're streaming live online at the moment, and of course, South Newcastle as well. Now, Murray, a few predictions, a few bold predictions out there today. What else have you got for us? It's a bit windy. How's this going to affect the pitch and how the way the game's played?
Well, it'll certainly dry up the pitch a little bit, although in a 3-hour contest it shouldn't make too much difference. But we'll get a bit of an indicator from the Charlestown boys on how much carry there is in the pitch, and that'll certainly be sort of exacerbated once the Merryweather quicks get a crack at it.
Yes, definitely. And Merryweather coming off that emphatic win. I wouldn't say emphatic, but close win at the SCG Cup the other day. You've got to say their confidence will be sky high at the moment. Couple of notable people missing though. Yeah,
Mark Cameron, a notable omission, as well as Tim O'Neill and Pat Darwin.
Do you think Mark Cameron's heard the coverage the other night and heard what Hughes had to say and is going to improve on his pace?
You'd never know.
You never know, do you? And Charlestown, as we mentioned, will be bowling first. Who are the danger men in the Charlestown attack, Murray?
Chris Connors, definitely. From there, they've got a predominantly medium pace attack, but they can keep the ball on the spot. I remember calling the game Charlestown versus Hemwicks at Passmore Oval, and they were chock full of mediums. But there's a young player called Roscoe Thatil, who's a Sri Lankan spin bowler, and he's quite impressive as well.
Yeah, definitely. He was McCourt was definitely wrapping him up early on when I was speaking to him off camera. He was saying that, yeah, definitely he's one person that can change the course of the game, and that's the first ball of the innings, none for one. And that is a wide, as you have all witnessed on your screens. Oh, that's a good shot over the top, but there's a man down in the deep who'll cut that off nicely.
And I guess, Gareth, this is where Charlestown need to really capitalise. We talked about the grass on the pitch. They've got a nice brand new rock to bowl with. The ball will be going sideways a little bit while the seam's hard, and this is where they've got to take full advantage.
Yeah, Merryweather can definitely attack from the outset, though, can't they, with Moore and Goodwin out there at the moment. They're certainly two batsmen that can get this side off to a flying start.
And they've been the benchmark of Newcastle batsmen for some time now. They're terrific cricketers, and even though they're well entrenched in their 30s, they're still great players.
Yes, and we're at number 1 sports ground, and it is absolutely picturesque here, isn't it? I mean, it's one of these places where you just get a warm, fuzzy feeling when you come, and we're absolutely, I guess we're glad that we're up here commentating and not out of the middle, because it is a little bit sticky out there as well. The humidity's up there.
Certainly very humid. The ball should swing around a bit, but you're right, Gareth. It truly is a fantastic ground. It was great to play on, and I think it's terrific for Cricket Newcastle to attract a Shield game yet again.
Yeah, definitely, and good pitching the ball up there. This is not a bad over. There's 3 runs off it so far. I guess we've spoken to you a bit before, a little bit about your highest score at this ground. What's your lowest? Have you ever got a duck here?
First baller.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, first baller against Charlestown, actually, funnily enough. And local Peter March ran down the wicket. He was extremely excited.
Marchie, if you're listening out there, Marchie, give us a tweet. Of course, you can get interactive with the game at Bar TV Sports. Hashtag Bar TV Sports if you're on Twitter. Or feel free to get on the Facebook on Bar TV as well. Follow us. Wherever you are, of course, we are streaming live across the world. We've been having a look at the ratings as it normally is known as, and we've been getting viewers from India, the UK, South Africa, all over. Of course, in all your pubs and clubs across Newcastle and New South Wales. But if you are sitting at home and you want to watch this at the pub, let your publican know, and we will be on your screens.
So up the other end, we've got Josh Geary on strike currently. The non-striking end, Simon Moore, who recently announced his retirement from New South Wales country, actually.
Yes, and of course this is the last game of this twilight, and the final is on February the 8th, and Uni have already qualified, so Merryweather, I guess, need to win this one to get through to that. And of course we will be covering the final on Bar TV, but we do implore everyone out there to come along and support local cricket, because as we mentioned, we've seen some great cricket, some cracking cricket. If you get on the Facebook site, you can see a couple of highlights as well. I believe Bailey McGill from the other night featured in one, which he caught on the boundary there and threw it back in, and it's about to go viral apparently.
Well, in actual fact, I think we had our Herald journalist Josh Leeson death riding him, saying he'd stood on the line, but the replay showed, the Bar TV replay showed that he was well and truly inside.
Yes. And our man down on the ground, the boundary rider, Pete Jolly, he called it. He said it was a fair catch, so well done, Peter, if you're listening from the Maitland Mercury, working up there today. And, of course, Josh Leeson working in the Herald. We're going to now have a quick look at the brief pitch report we did before the game, Murray. Marks from the juniors playing here earlier on. Absolutely. As you can see. Very green though, isn't it, Murray?
It is very green, a lot greener than the wicket the other night. This is a new strip, and with the grass on, I'm expecting to see a little bit of bounce and carry.
And who's going to do that for Merryweather? Hogan, do you think?
I didn't know Hogan was playing.
Is he playing?
I'm not quite sure.
Oh, I heard he was playing.
I know there's no Mark Cameron, but there's certainly plenty of firepower. Sam Gilmore will get the ball. He's about 6'2". He'll get the ball to present plenty of bounce and carry. But as you notice there, you'll see the sprig marks in the wicket here. That means there's plenty of moisture underneath the surface. So the wicket will stay pretty much true for the whole game. We're only talking 40 overs, but I think the ball will fly through and come onto the bat well.
Plenty of zip.
Absolutely.
Mark Cameron's the man to go through this. Yes, as we get back now to the coverage, and I tell you what, Murray, you're not really making me look like much of a shadow, are you, out there?
It's been a good Christmas, been in a good paddock, eating plenty of clover, I suspect. I
tell you what, I got a scooter for Christmas, so maybe Alana at home, your social media manager, can look at buying you one of these razor scooters, and we can both scoot into the cricket on Sunday the 8th for the final.
Well, actually, I got a bike.
Yeah, have you?
Yeah, I just need to get on it a bit more, that's all.
That's all right. You got to take the motor out of it, maybe.
No. I went for a ride last Saturday to Waratah Oval and back, and come home a sweaty mess, but better for the run.
What, playing on the way to the game?
No, just watch. I had 3 cans of beer while I was there.
They tell me as well, don't drink and ride if you're listening out there, kiddies. Murray Christie, nice shot, but well fielded as well.
Fantastic fielding, yes. Roscoe Thattil.
Yes, and as we mentioned before, he's one to look out for, as we have the Bar TV close up there. Look at him, he looks deft in the field, doesn't he?
Fantastic.
He's all over that one like a gazelle.
And this is what Charlestown have to do. Obviously, they're the underdog going into this game, but there's bits and pieces like fielding like that will hold them in good stead.
Oh, he's flicked that off the pads, and it's a good shot. Beats the fielder. Could go all the way, and I'll tell you what, the outfield's looking pretty quick here tonight. Murray, we saw it was a little bit slow the other night, but that certainly raced to the boundary, didn't it?
I think it didn't help with that rainfall the other night, but it certainly dried out. I think it's been freshly cut today, and it's not a huge hit to that to the grandstand side boundary. So yeah, I guess, and that wasn't a bad delivery actually. That's come off pretty much the inside edge, and Simon Moore's got full reward for it.
Yeah, number 10. We're well into the second over now here at number 1 Sports Ground. Oh, he's gone for that one. That's a nice shot down the ground, but it looks like it may hold up there to the long boundary, and they'll get 2 from that. But the intent is made very clear from the outset here, Murray.
Indeed, and I think, both Simon Moore and Josh Geary have made it very clear. We're 12 into the second over already, and I guess we haven't talked about par score just yet, but with a green wicket like this, I think you'll find that despite Merryweather being a little bit under strength, 150, 160 should see them almost right.
Yeah, definitely. A couple of adjustments in the field being made here too, I guess, just to stop a couple of these straighter shots over the top.
This is not a bad move, but they're allowed one more fielder out, and I'd have that on the leg side.
So what's that, more of a long on and long off type position?
So they now moved a fielder, sort of halfway between deep mid wicket and deep mid on. So given that they've moved a player to deep mid off, perhaps they could move that fielder around a little bit.
Yeah, he does tend to hit it a little bit straighter, doesn't he? Especially when he's seeing them, and he certainly is at the moment. Oh, he's maybe got a bit of bat on that one first, but they've all gone up.
It was a confident shout. With the left arm bowling to the right hand batsman, possibly pitched outside leg stump, but they seem quite keen on that.
Keen as... What would you say there to finish off that little cliche, Murray?
Well, definitely mustard. Had some on the rare roast beef sandwiches today, mate.
Yeah, nice. And what's roast beef butcher for?
Roast beef.
What about teeth? That's all right. I'll keep you honest, mate. And, of course, coming into the third over now, none for 12, so... tracking along nicely. We've seen, as is custom, I guess, in the T20 format, that teams definitely accelerate from that 10 over mark.
And that will certainly happen tonight as the ball starts to get a bit older on the grassy pitch.
Yeah, nice shot there, but a fielder there to cut it off. Now, Merewether definitely have what I think is the superior batting strength here. They bat all the way down the order. I mean, Gilmore is coming in at number 10 here, so he hit a 4 and a 6 to get them back into a better target at that SCG Cup the other night in the dying stages of that innings there. And
Sam scored a first grade 100, so if he's going in at number 10, they certainly bat all the way down.
Yes, just taken up a new job at Core Projects, where we've had a text in already saying that Sam was indulging in a couple of afternoon surprises at the office. And that's a nice shot. Just whipped away there.
Yeah, lovely shot from Simon Moore through mid-wicket. Again, when the ball left the bowler's arm, he's entitled to be quite happy with that, but Simon's certainly taken full toll of it.
Yes, and Simon's playing in this testimonial match on the weekend as well, so plenty of cricket for him and plenty of sledging out there. I don't think he's underestimating our Murray Christie here. And they're going for a quick single. Oh, he's missed it. Now, Moore stands his ground and doesn't run.
Yeah, we had a case of two batsmen down the same end, and that always that never looks good. But
yes.
And I suspect had the fielder who fielded that ball very well, indeed. But had he have known that both batsmen were stranded down the same end, he might have taken his time and waited till the bowler got to the stumps.
He probably could have ran the ball there. The way Moore was standing in his crease, he wasn't going to run it. Oh, he's got him, and that's a wicket there, and that's a good breakthrough for Charlestown in the third over here. He's had a big slash at that outside off stump, and it's hit an edge and gone to the keeper, and it's a regulation catch, Murray.
Fantastic, and a great line and length. You've got to keep the ball pitched up, especially while the ball's new and the wicket's green, and it was a terrific delivery, nicked straight through to the keeper.
Yes, definitely, and Simon Moore's probably lucky that he went through for that overthrow then, because that was a cracking delivery there as Bartlett comes out now, the number 9, as we go to the Bar TV replay here.
And it's a terrific line just outside off stump, and Josh Geary's nicked the ball straight through to Dane McCourt.
Yeah, unfortunately, he's been in not too bad form, Geary as well, and obviously reading the reports from our Josh Leeson at the Herald, which we're streaming live at the moment. He's been getting a few runs lately.
Well, I think they all have, and you talked about that game at the SCG on last Sunday, and it was a terrific game of cricket, and all the players involved. We called the Hemwicks game on Wednesday night, and they found it thoroughly enjoyable, and were, I guess, ruining a couple of missed opportunities there. But 10 runs, there's not much in it.
Yeah, definitely, and one of the great rivalries as well, isn't it?
And it has been for the last 15 years.
Yes, definitely, and where does it stem from, do you think? Oh, and he's had a swing, and he's given him. He's out. Doesn't want to walk away, but he's going now. The umpire's put his finger up, and he's on a hat-trick now. Indeed he is. McCourt, I can't quite catch the bowler's name, but he finds himself on a hat-trick. Once again, a terrific line and length, and realistically taking full advantage of this new ball on this wicket that's offering a little bit for the bowler, and here we see Merryweather now 2 for 18. Yeah, it's just got caught driving there on the up, didn't he? And probably not the shot you want to be playing when there's a bit of zip on this pitch, and you want to get your eye in, because as you said, it is moving around a little bit out there. And the T20 format is an interesting game. It can actually play havoc with the batsman's head if they. There's still no harm in actually having a look at the first couple and playing defensively. But I guess it's just one of those things that you've got 120 balls. You've got to take full toll of them, and these things can happen as we look at the replay. Yes, he's gone for that one, hasn't he? And there's a good nick there. We heard it all the way up here in the commentary box, that's for sure. We did indeed, and there was no hesitation with the Charlestown fielders. They were straight up as Troy Goodwin takes block. Yes, and it's the hat-trick ball here. Oh, good leave there. Troy Goodwin, the man who I believe hails from Aberdeen. Would I be correct in saying that? I know he's been in Newcastle for quite some time now. I think his first season at Merewether, I'm pretty certain, was the 99-2000 season. I actually played Group 21. He's a couple of years older than me, but yeah, against him for Aberdeen. Okay. I was a 16-year-old playing first grade for the Singleton Greyhounds, actually, and yeah. Was that when you were a greyhound at the time, or? Yeah, I was a little whippet, and it's more of a Labrador now. The Aberdeen guys were, one could say, a nasty bunch of rugby league players, and they'd go out and touch the tiger and come out like a savage Bengal. And let's just say I was 16-year-olds, had a smart mouth on me, and got absolutely dealt with. And that was hit nicely down the ground. I couldn't imagine Troy Goodwin being one of those nasty types. Not Troy. There's a player there named Marty Okuma, who was and McGrath. His father worked for the Hunter Valley News, and I can't remember his first name, but he was definitely an old school country rugby league player, one might say. Your head's still on, play on. That's right. Can't run without a head. As we go now, the scoreboard's still ticking over. 2 for 19, though. They wouldn't be happy with that, the Merryweather side. Well, those early wickets can actually slow up the run rate, and realistically, Simon Moore finds himself in a position where he needs to drive the innings for the next few overs. Otherwise, they could well and truly lose their way. Yes, and young Ben Homer, our work experience mathematician and statistician, I can't even spit that out. But I tell you what, I'm glad he can count up better than I can talk, because he's on his way over to watch some T20 cricket. He's just tweeted us in, as the young kids do today. They They don't call, they just tweet in when they're running late. So, Ben, if you're here, we need you to come and give us all the stats because he's doing a bang-up job for us in this T20 competition. Sitting there just chirping on our right, isn't he, Murray?
Oh, fantastic.
But you get the feeling Moore is going to be here for a while, isn't he? He's the man that's going to anchor this innings here for the Merryweather side. Yep. His experience is just going to, I guess, shine out because the Charlestown side, it is quite a young side as well, isn't it?
It is a young side, and certainly Simon Moore's experience. I mean, he's broken records with New South Wales Country, with Newcastle, and certainly with his club at Merryweather. And yeah, he will be putting a lot of pressure on these young fielders who at this point in time have fielded particularly well.
Oh, and he's bowled him, and that's looks like it's swung in, and he's sort of played around that one and didn't see that coming. Goodwin, he won't be happy at all with that. Merryweather in a little bit of trouble here, Murray.
Well, game on indeed, Gareth. Game on indeed, and well, it's they find themselves in a bit of a predicament where what do you do now? Do you take stock and just work the ball around for a couple of overs, or do you keep on attacking and run the risk of only building an innings of about 70 or 80 runs as we see Sam Gilmore stride to the crease?
Yeah, well, I guess Sam Gilmore named to bat down the order, but he's come in. A little bit of experience there from Sam, I guess. He's pretty good at this 2020 format. We've both had a bit to do with Sam in our cricketing days, Murray.
Yes, and he's a wonderful character. He borders on being bonkers, actually, as we see this replay.
Yeah, good. I mean, in-swinging Yorker.
Yeah, I think he played around that a little bit, but certainly, I would say that ducked in quite sharply and late.
Yeah, definitely. So now Gilmore's in. Oh, it's just beat the outside edge there, and Gilmore shaking his head and walking away, walking down the pitch, and a little bit of a shaky start there, but he's having a bit of a laugh out there with his captain. Pretty casual is Sam Gilmore, isn't he? And I tell you what, Simon Moore's not that much far in front of him, is he? No,
they're fairly laid-back characters, and Sam will love to hit one through the middle of the bat and then call out "save 'em" as he normally does, and Simon Moore, as you said before, will be anchoring the innings. But isn't it amazing what a little bit of pressure can do? All of a sudden, the ball's going past the edge of the bat, and the Charlestown fielders are quite, when I say chirpy, encouraging the bowlers. They're having a lot of fun at the moment. Yeah, 3 for 21, and we're into the 5th over, so yeah, definitely the Charlestown guys are definitely impressing here. And Merewether, it's a must-win match for them. Is the interesting to see who qualifies if Merewether don't win, I suppose.
Yes, I believe Charlestown up there as well. Maybe the Hamwicks. I think the Hamwicks and Merewether are on the same amount of points at the moment. Big shout there, though.
Just sliding down the leg side, I think. The bowler wasn't all that animated.
He didn't get up at all, did he?
Neither was the keeper, really. And you can tell when that delivery was, when the ball was delivered, that Dane McCourt was actually heading towards the leg side.
But I like this, though. The Charlestown guys are on their feet. They're on their toes. They're in amongst it. They know they're in this game, definitely for sure. They're not intimidated by this all-conquering Merryweather side, and that's nick down. It should go all the way for 4. That's a well-placed nick, one might say, Murray.
Yeah, indeed, and one must ask the question. I guess the ball is going past the edge of the bat, and we're heading up to the 5th over, so we've got this and one more over of the power play, so you can only have 2 fielders out in the deep, but one must ask the question, do you give yourself a little bit of protection there while the ball's finding the edge of the bat? Because I'd be very surprised if Simon Moore's going to be extremely aggressive.
Well, he started out with every intent to get the ball over the field, didn't he? But these couple of wickets, I mean, it's definitely changed their game plan.
Absolutely, and all of a sudden we find ourselves at, when as Sam Gilmore strides to the pitch at 3 for 21, I dare say, well, it is now, but I dare say the mindset might have changed.
Yes, a little bit of update, which everyone at home may be just tuning into Bar TV or watching the cricket on the Australia-England game. It's 2:54 for 4 after 41 overs. So 4 for 254 there. Oh, nice shot there by Gilmore, but again, protection out in the deep.
Yeah, that cover area is really a pet shot of Sam's, and he did get onto that particularly well, and but the fielder out at deep extra cover managed to reel it in.
Yeah, some more on strike now. Oh, he stepped down the wicket and it's going to go all the way. Is it going to go over the rope? No, one bounce to the fence. And that's a great shot there. That's a shot of the day, Murray.
Absolutely, and it's brave cricket. But I mean, Simon Moore has backed himself to continue to attack the opposition. We were talking about putting in a third man fielder as a bit of protection, but Simon, even though the score is now 3 for 31, is still on the attack.
Yes, I guess he's probably decided that to rock these young guys' confidence is to get the ball into the boundary a couple of times, and maybe then they lose a bit of concentration and lose their line and length, and then all of a sudden the game opens up again, doesn't it? Absolutely. As they move the field around a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. We've now got a deep mid on and a deep third man.
Oh, he's stepped up the pitch again more.
Gee
that
whiz.
was pretty lucky, though. It just bounced over the stumps.
It's come off the pad and sort of lobbed over the middle stump straight through to the keeper, or probably on the second bounce, but that could have gone anywhere as well.
Speaking of going anywhere, Bailey McGill, who is trending at the moment on Bar TV, he's going off to St George, and a couple of these Newcastle district cricket players are going to join St George in the lead up to the World Cup and play against Scotland, which is a pretty good effort by those guys.
Absolutely, and to play any form of international cricket is always very exciting, and I wish them every success.
Did you play against any touring sides in your day, Murray?
Yeah, about 25 years ago, or 24 and 23 years ago, we played against, this is for New South Wales country, we played against Sri Lanka. We actually got about 169 and they passed us 7 down. That was actually quite a contest. But in the, I think it was the following year, or might have been the year after, we played India. We scored 220 and they passed us 2 down. And actually, that was Sachin Tendulkar's first tour of Australia.
When he was 16, yeah?
18, yeah.
18, sorry. I thought he was 16 when he first came on the national team.
Yep.
He was 16, was he? So
that's right. And he toured 2 years later, and the rest is history. I think he scored around 15,000 Test runs and countless one-day runs, and he's been quite a.
So you would have been about the same age around then, Murray?
No, he was 18. I was 21.
I'm kidding.
21, 22.
Kidding. Murray would have been 40.
40 kilos lighter than now.
Oh, Gilmore just
You'll have to
takes
bowl
a
that
big
one
stride.
again.
It's a wide there. A little bit of a loose delivery. Strides down the pitch. He's got a big, long, loping stride, hasn't he, Gilmore? And
absolutely.
I tell you what, if you've seen him play rugby as well, I don't want to harp on about another code, but he's the same when he goal kicks as well. He's an absolute sharpshooter.
He can kick him from a mile away too.
Yeah, yeah, but he just walks back and doesn't look where he's setting. He's setting it up and lopes in and kicks it, and Bob's your uncle.
Shot for goal, sir.
That's right. Boring. Run it.
That game was very interesting against India because like I said, we got 220. Greg Geese got 100. Mark Curry got about 50.
Are we still talking about this?
Yeah.
Okay.
But we thought we were going really well, and all of a sudden Sanjay Mandraker peels off 100 and passes it two down.
So how many did you get that game?
Didn't bat. Not required.
Not required. That must be devastating. Really?
Life goes on. Had a
Really?
bowl. Had a bowl at the Little Master.
Did you?
Yeah.
Did you bounce him? Oh, that's a good shot down the ground there by Gilmore. Got a bit of height on it, so probably will pull up in this outfield there. They'll just go 2, so not really pushing the field out there. Probably, if it was a later stage in the innings, there was 3 in that, but content with the 2 runs there, Murray?
Yeah, I think so. And but it's still evident that the Merryweather boys are still attacking, and I don't think there's going to be any let up. So I guess the Charlestown boys, they're in with a chance. If they keep the ball in the right areas. They've been bowling a nice full length, and well, who knows?
I've noticed as well, Gilmore hasn't got stickers on his bat. Is he chasing a bat sponsor? Maybe. Wouldn't surprise me. So Jody Kingsgrove there, if you're listening in. Maybe you can stick a couple of logos on Sam's bat because it looks very untidy to me.
Knowing Jody, you probably write the word Kingsgrove in crayon or something like that.
just carve it into his bat with a Stanley knife.
That or a Core Projects logo or something like that.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. Those guys are everywhere at the moment.
That's your Maltese mate, Jamie Lind.
Yeah, it is. Jamie Lind, I think he's listening in to his young apprentice, Sam Gilmore. Gilmore, that's a good shot down the ground. He's cracked that one. The fielder's coming around, but he's not going to save it, and he's hit that very, very hard, hasn't he, Murray?
He's absolutely drilled that. That's a fantastic hit. Wasn't that big a backlift, and wow, he's hit it right near the sight screen. Fantastic shot.
Yeah, definitely, and not even bothering to go out to the middle to talk to his captain there. As Moore is now changing his gloves. He's a renowned sweater, Moore, isn't he?
He could sweat in a fridge, Gareth. He could sweat in a fridge, but I guess that it certainly is a muggy day as well. And even though the game's only 25 minutes old, he's called for his first change of gloves.
Yeah, definitely.
Now this will be interesting to see what happens here, Gareth. We've seen the end of the power play, so we can now have 5 fielders outside the circle. But at this stage, it appears Charlestown have got 4 players outside the circle.
Yeah, definitely.
We've got a third man, a deep cover, a deep mid-on, and a fine leg.
Yeah, and I think that's probably about right where the game is at the moment. I think they don't need to be too defensive just yet.
Well, the only thing is Path Shah is a good bowler, but I'm not sure we need the deep fine leg or perhaps a deep square leg or deep mid wicket. But I think he's wasted there at fine leg.
Yeah, maybe just protecting that leg side a little bit.
You know, I guess another option could have been to move square leg to a like a 45-degree position, move the fine leg around to deep square leg, and that offers protection in case Path Shah drags one down and Simon pulls out the pull shot.
Yes, and we haven't seen a 6 yet. It's up in the air, and it's going to go all the way to the boundary, and he didn't really get much middle on that, but he got a pretty thick edge, and it's gone for 4, Murray.
That's these new bats, Gareth, and I think it's fair to say that Simon Moore didn't even know where that ball had gone, and lo and behold, it had gone over Point's head and straight to the boundary. And as that happen, as we speak, they're actually moving Point out to the boundary just to protect that short hit, I'd say.
Yeah, definitely. And he's just whipped that off the pad. He's danced down the pitch a little bit there. It reminds me of disco night at South, where he's on the dance floor upstairs. And
what sort of music's that? They get bands like Gold Cadillac and
yeah, all the classics.
The Apache song,
pretty much Barnesy cover songs is his go-to music.
Whereabouts is the disco? Upstairs?
I don't even know if it's even there anymore. I know there's a kids one, and of course Stacey, who runs the events there, she's an out special. She loves a disco.
They get the big disco ball?
It's not a disco without a mirror ball, mate. that's just like it's not a party without a DJ. That's why I laugh at all these politicians. They always ask me to join their political parties in these campaigns. I'm like, what sort of party doesn't have some wild music and some glow sticks?
Actually, it's clear to see that Sam Gilmore's actually he's played a few aggressive shots, but I think he's fairly keen to feed his captain the strike.
Yeah, definitely.
Who's been in now for 6 hours.
He's a coward. Sam Gilmore's been a bit of a coward. Is that what you're saying? Oh. Doesn't want to face the bowling.
I'm talking the positive sense, but as we've seen a wide delivered down the leg side, so the batsmen now have run 2, plus the wide, that's 3. So I guess. While the keeper's up, that's not an area where you want to bowl.
Yeah, definitely. Still, though, Had a bit of a chat to the umpires before the match kicked off and asked them about the technique for the lasso. And a couple of them are pretty pumped. Yeah, that's a good shot. He got hold of that, didn't he? He cracked that. I tell you what, he cracked that, and I felt my neck get whiplash, Murray.
And I guess that explains why Sam Gilmore was fairly keen to feed Simon the strike, the batsman that's hitting the ball particularly well. He's in there at the moment, and he's absolutely larruped that one,
hasn't he? And this feels like a bit of a settling period here for Merryweather. They seem to be not as frantic as what they were when they started out, but still seem to be ticking the scoreboard over.
Well, and that's exactly right. At the end of the 7th over, where we find ourselves at 3 for 51, which is, I think, just a shandy above 7 and over. And realistically, after those 3 early wickets lost, that's probably not too bad.
Yeah, after 10, they'll probably expect around 75. I think that's a good score on this wicket. Probably the final score. Do you think about 130, 140? That's defendable for this Merryweather side.
Yeah, 140, 150, I think. Anything above that, they've probably got too many. Anything below that, I believe Charlestown are in the contest. And harking back to Passmore Oval before Christmas, when Charlestown played Hemwicks, Charlestown did a fantastic job, and it was a full strength Hemwicks side, with the exception of Ben Balcombe, I think. But Charlestown actually amassed about 145. The only problem was that Hemwicks had scored 205 in the first innings, but. So they can actually, and Dane McCourt batted that well, so they're up for the challenge if they're chasing a gettable total.
Yeah, definitely. And here's the young off spinner,
Roscoe Thattil.
I like the name Roscoe for a first name. If you're listening in, Christine at home, if we go for number 3, Roscoe's right up there.
We got Leo,
Toby,
yeah,
and soon to be Roscoe. Maybe I'm not announcing anything, but
Does Chrissy know this?
No, she doesn't.
Right.
Neither does my mistress. Yeah, that's a good tight ball to start off with there, just going through the single. It's 3 for 51. We're into over number 8 here at number 1 Sports Ground. I'll just take a quick moment to mention the sponsors. Commonwealth Bank, of course, doing so much for grassroots cricket at the moment. We've got Kingsgrove Sports, as we've spoken about in depth already. Jody Whitehead, if you're listening in, Jody, get to the ground. Newcastle Herald, which is supporting both Bar TV and the NDCA by streaming live as well, and obviously South Newcastle as well, where Simon Moore loves to dance. Oh, he's gone for that, but yeah, it's hit his leg there, no bat on it, and he'll call byes, and umpire nearly tripping over there.
And the thing about Roscoe Thattil is and speaking from that game at Passmore Oval, he's got a lot of variation with the speed that he delivers the ball. He throws balls up, tosses them through.
Oh, good shot though. He's gone all the way, and that's the first 6 of the game. Umpire's arms go up, and
yeah,
he certainly did save his legs then, didn't he?
Absolutely, and he's just landed on that and caressed the ball. Granted, it's the short side of the boundary, but that's not only cleared the perimeter fence, but the cars, the tar road, and I think, hopefully not for Charlestown's sake, but maybe into Throsby Creek.
As we have a look, as he's waiting to collect his ball. Yeah, just got hold of that, didn't he? And saw where he was pitching and just absolutely caressed that over the fence, and one bounce into the creek. Young kids climbing the fence, bit of boosting going on over there.
And while they're looking for that ball, I must say, Gareth, that the crowd numbers are once again beginning to swell.
I told you this was going to be the biggest match of what was the round. We've been building to this match, really. There's been 3 weeks now. We had a Friday night game, then we had the 3 games in a row, then of course the 2 this week, and I tell you what, people have heard about this T20 Twilight competition. It's a great initiative, isn't it? And it's here to stay, I think.
I think it's a great thing. I'd like to see more Twilight cricket played. I think it's a great time of evening. You maximise the daylight savings, and I think it's a great concept. We need to ensure that President Paul Marjoribanks sort of has that high on the agenda.
Yeah, definitely. Doing a bang-up job, poor Marjorie Banks. Rumour has it, though, he's tossing up whether to replace you or not, Murray, so I wouldn't get too comfortable where you are. As we go now, and if you are listening in your cars between overs, we'd like to hear a little toot for Bar TV, and of course, if you're listening at home. Oh, that was close, though. Dicing with death. They haven't really pushed for runs here, have they, yet? But they did then, and in the end got home safely. And check us out on Twitter at Bar TV Sports. Get in the game. We'll read you out, make you famous.
It's always a good move to barbecue the captain, which Sam Gilmore almost did.
Whoa.
Animated appeal by Roscoe Thattel, and I think it's awful difficult when you're bowling right arm around the wicket to the right hand batsman. I think you'd have to straighten the ball up quite considerably to be half a glimmer.
Well, maybe he did, Murray.
I don't think he did.
Oh, there was a toot there, so people around the ground, was he listening into the Bar TV coverage?
Was it a toot or was it road rage out on Parry Street?
It could have been. It could have well been.
Tell you where you got to be, on Carnley Avenue, just near the Blackbutt Hotel, where two lanes become one around first thing in the morning. Oh, fantastic.
What are you doing there?
Cooking my daughter's breakfast at the time. He's well catered for.
Not at the Blackbutt, getting an early opener.
Although it is happy hour between 10 and 12. You get $1 off a schooner.
Yeah. Catch for comments.
That's AM. I think the Blackbutt Hotel are a subscriber to Bar TV.
Yes, of course. Troy O'Connor, if you're listening in, you got us turned up, or maybe if you got us turned down, you can probably...
He won't be watching it. He doesn't like cricket.
He loves cricket. He's a big cricket man. Loves his motorbikes.
Loves his motorbikes. Does Dakar.
Does he?
Yeah.
Toby Price as well. We've been mentioning a few local sports and stuff, but he came third, so a local guy done pretty well over there.
Interesting thing, and well done to Toby Price. But,
unbelievable.
Interesting thing here, Path Shah's delivered a ball down the leg side, and Captain Simon Moore has given the umpire a real long, hard look, who chose not to call that wide.
Yes. Oh, and then he's flicked that off the pads of the man down there to cut that off. Nice fielding there, though. He's whipped that one in. They were going to look for two, but decided against that one. Gilmore said, hang on here, I've got another 6 in me.
And funnily enough, that's where I suggested the fielder shouldn't be. So Dane McCourt 1, Christie 0.
All right, Christie 0. Oh, and he's going to hit that in the same region there. The pads, leg byes.
Path Shah's bowled particularly well, but I'm not sure you want to be sliding onto that leg stump with these two batsmen.
Well, maybe that's why he has got the fielder down there, because he does have a tendency to do it, eh? Which is, I think, and if memory serves me correct, Murray, is what I said from the outset. So, myself 1, you 0, as he hits that down the ground. Oh, it's going to be close, but no.
Good running from Gilmore. Running off those couple of nerve-settling lagers that he had back in the office before he came to Number One Sports Ground.
He said they were Cokes, but I can't tell you what.
Yeah. Rubbish.
If Coke is got a new invention that puts beer breath on you after you drink one, then
so be
by all means he had a Coke. And he's found the gap nicely there. It's going to go all the way to the fence. It's slowing up, though. They might get to it, and flicks it in, but no, takes it over with him over the boundary, and helped along the way there by the Charlestown player, and that's going to be 4. So 3 for 69. We're coming to our 10th over now.
And that's a fair hit out to the scoreboard side of the ground. And I think it's fair to say, Gareth, that 2 nights ago, that certainly wouldn't have gone anywhere near the boundary. The outfielders, as I said, been cut, but it's certainly dried out and hardened up.
Yeah, definitely. And, of course, the Socceroos training over at number 2 at the moment in readiness for the Asian Cup. What a coup for Newcastle that is. Did you get your tickets for that, Murray?
I didn't, but I'm keen to watch it on Fox 4, I believe it is. But I think it's absolutely fantastic for the Hunter region.
I'm surprised you didn't get a media pass, mate.
Access all areas.
Yes, as we look at the crowd now, and definitely one of the bigger crowds for this competition. Grandstand absolutely packed there. A couple of big names.
Ray Rutten used to play for the Southern Lakes Cricket Club, now called Toronto.
Yes, and the crowd loving it. Beers in hand. Of course, the canteen's open here too. If you're at home and the kids are doing your head in, come down. There's plenty of grass for them to have a run around and tire out before they go to bed with Big Dog.
And now's the time to come down before 8 o'clock and the mosquitoes hit.
Of course, we don't have Big Dog on Bar TV. We've got Pete Jolly, who's unfortunately not here with us, but he puts the kids to bed. If you're listening out there, Pete Jolly normally sits in front of the camera and reads a bedtime story for Bar TV.
And Andrew Payne introduced to the attack.
Painey.
Andrew's been around for, I think it's Andrew or Anthony, but yes, and
It's Aaron.
Aaron Payne. That's right. I knew it started with A, but yeah, he's been around the Charlestown club in first grade for a number of years now.
So I thought I'd let you sweat on that for a little bit, Murray, and
I only know
it can't be me making the mistakes all the time. Come on.
I only know him as Payne.
I know him as Azza, so
Andrew, Anthony, Aaron.
Azza.
What about for child number 4, Aaron?
Well, nah,
Just stick with
Aaron's
Roscoe.
out. Aaron's out.
Pull the pin at Roscoe.
Roscoe's good because it's kind of a nickname.
You get that from
but
the
it's
Dukes
not.
of Hazzard?
Yeah, I don't know. What was that in the 60s? I'm more a mash man anyway. As the ball hit nicely down the ground there.
Roscoe P. Coltrane and the Dukes of Hazzard.
Oh yeah.
Boss Hogg and Luke and Bo Duke and
Bossy, mate.
Daisy.
I'm not a car man and I'm just not a Dukes of Hazzard man, to be honest, to be fair. More British comedy.
This wasn't comedy.
Wasn't it? Sounds funny. I've seen the movie, the remake. Johnny Knoxville. Daisy Duke. Who was that played by?
Jessica Simpson.
Jessica Simpson.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go, Murray Christie, the movie buff.
I never saw the movie. I watched the proper stuff.
Can we get a review on it while we're out here? How was Daisy Duke? 3 for 72. Oh, unlucky there by the Charlestown side. Out caught well out of his crease, but the keeper there just missing his mark. He would have been out all ends if we could maybe get a little replay on that. Maybe not.
Yeah, but I think this is where Charlestown need to take their opportunities because, I mean, Simon Moore, we talk about how he's a class act. They need to see the back of him, otherwise they're staring down the barrel of 160, 170.
Yeah, 3 for 72. As we mentioned, they're well placed into this 10th over. Oh, he's gone for that one. He's hit it over the top and not got enough on it. Didn't really time it as well as he would have liked, but they were going to go for 2. But, ooh. Yes, well, the Charlestown fielding side definitely throwing caution to this Merryweather side.
Absolutely, but again, they need to seize on that half chance. I guess I don't want to sound, corny or anything like that, but I guess
Here we go.
those half chances win games, and that cliche of catches win matches and things like that. Well, we see a miss run out there, and that can make a whole lot of difference.
Yeah, not corny at all there from Murray Christie. Far from corny. Let's get back talking to Jessica Simpson in Dukes of Hazzard.
But I guess you were looking for a score
Creamed
of
corn.
around you were looking for a score of around 70-75, Gareth, were you not, after the 10th over? And here we see ourselves Merewether at 3 for 73.
Not too far off it. 3 for 73, as you mentioned, into over number 11. And this crowd is still building. There's cars still coming in, as we see on the screen there.
Still got the sign at the front as you drive in. No beer allowed past this point. ALOUD as well.
Oh. I think that's a good piece of marketing, isn't it?
You're not able to squash the cans on the tar.
Yeah, by the groundsman, Greg Askew, who's done again another fine job here, and he told me the other night that this would be a green top pitch and plenty of zip in it. And I'll tell you what, he didn't disappoint.
He's a man of his word, isn't he? His word is his bond.
Yes, and definitely he's got the Number 2 sports ground as well, looking immaculate. Oh, that was very, very close there by Moore, and he got an edge. Oh, he's just saved that, I believe, down on the boundary. So good fielding there, good desperation by the Charlestown side to keep that just to runs, not boundaries.
And interestingly enough, they've moved Roscoe Thathill around to the junction end, which I think is a good move. The nor'easter blowing, that will actually help his offspin, but help his drift as well.
Oh, he's put that one through a bit quicker, and Gilmore equal to the task.
And this is what he is very good at, mixing up his pace. Makes it very difficult for the batsman to determine how he's going to deliver the ball.
Oh, Gilmore. He is looking more dangerous from up here, isn't he?
Most certainly. I think it's fair to say that perhaps bowling from the wrong end initially. This is certainly the end that he needs to bowl from.
Oh, he's cheeky little shot over the top there, and I'll tell you what, that's a testament to, I guess, his bowling, isn't it, really, and he's trying these different things.
Yeah, he's been particularly unlucky. I know Sam Gilmore put one out of the ground, but he has bowled well other than that.
Well, Gilmore on strike now. He's gone down the ground. It could be out, and there's a man under it, and yes, he is. And Gilmore going for too much too early there, and that's another wicket there to this Charlestown side. 4 for 78.
It's game on, most certainly. I know we talked about how Merryweather bat right down the order, and those stocks will be will have pressure put on them because we've still got 9 overs to go, and there's plenty of cricket left in this match.
Yeah, definitely, as Gilmore comes off, and we go now to the replay, and it wasn't a bad-looking shot, and he chanced his arm, but yes, good catch there in the deep. Gilmore won't be happy with that. Would have liked to have probably stuck around for a little bit longer. Very disappointed. Even unpadding before he gets outside the fence.
Oh, I think that's to air the pads. they become very sweaty, and
he's
it's not a bad idea. Otherwise,
he doesn't sweat. He's too cool, calm, and collected, mate.
Oh, I think he sweats, and
he's
otherwise your cricket gets mouldy.
Always used stuff out of the kit in my day. I was one of those blokes that never had anything, just rocked up. Used to borrow the DP.
Oh. Yeah, you should always have your own.
I never did that. Yeah. I never went to that. I never stooped to that low. But I have stooped to a lot of lows in my life. Let's not talk about that, though. Let's get back to the cricket. 4 for 78. We're into over number 11. He's pushed that one through nicely. They're going to go for 2. Moore's caught him through. Good running there. Oh, he's got him too casual, has he? Oh, umpire says no, but I'll tell you what, very casual there by the new batsman.
And that was particularly close. The side on view would make it very interesting because I thought the umpire was actually going to give that out. So Dave Sellop, whether he's been given a life or not, that was very, very close.
Yes, he's placed that one nicely. That's all I can say.
Yeah, thick outside edge of the bat. The pressure's certainly on. Aaron Payne has settled into a nice line and length, and the pressure's on.
Paney. Well done, Paney. But more now strike. Striker's end. Yep. That's poor fielding there, as it probably should have been cut off. They'll go for 2.
Yeah, they probably would have got 1 anyway, but they've been able to steal the extra run through that misfield. Just bounced in front of him.
Tell us a little bit about Sellop. I don't know too much about him.
Yeah, well, Dave played back in the day for Wall's End. He's been playing first. He was playing first grade from about 1996.
Oh, he's got the backswing there and finding the fielder.
He then went down and played cricket in the Sutherland Shire for a number of years, probably 4 or 5 years, and then came back and played with Wall's End and then has since made the move to Merewether.
The Sutherland Shire, God's country. So all our fans out in the Sutherland Shire, thanks for tuning in.
That Jesus Can't Play Rugby iTunes that you've got out, once that goes through the roof, you could probably purchase a place in the Shire yourself.
It's gone through the roof. What are you talking about? Number one for 4 consecutive weeks on iTunes. If that hasn't gone through the roof, I don't know what going through the roof is, Murray. Of course, you can still purchase the album online under Gareth Wozzick or Jesus Can't Play Rugby on iTunes. So
It was about $2 a song.
$2. No, it's a concept album, so you got to buy the whole album for $12.90, mate.
Oh, okay.
Yes, the story of why God won't let Jesus play the game they play in heaven, and that's whipped away. It's going to go all the way to the boundary before, can't cut it off, and timed that nicely there.
And once again, this is where they need to seize their opportunities. Simon Moore's just led on that, and obviously it's the short part of the ground, but he's a class act, and while he's still in there, Merewether are going to post a big score.
Yeah, 4 for 9. He's definitely the calm head at this top order for this Merryweather side, and has been, as you mentioned, for a number of years. The score in the international, 5 for 301 after 48 overs. So England coming back from a couple of lower scores against the Aussies.
Got pasted their first game against the Aussies, yeah.
Yeah.
10 overs to spare. They're going to get 300 today.
They've got 300. Oh, misfield there, but there's a man coming to clean up the scraps there. 4 for 90. We're into over number 13, so from about, I think over 15 is, I think, where this Merryweather side can really cause a lot of damage here, Murray.
If they're still 4 down, I dare say they'll let the pigeons loose.
The homing pigeon, so you might see a couple of balls end up in Townsend Oval.
You never know.
Well, there's a couple of youth riding skateballs in the netball courts behind us, so at the very least, they might at least get stolen. If they do go over the fence, and that's nicely played. Off the pads again, so a little bit of confusion here in this running between wickets with the Merryweather side at the moment.
And this muggy weather, I think you'll find starting to take its toll on the 35-year-old Simon Moore. Actually, I think he might even be a few years older. But
I'm 35, so I dare say he's got a couple of years on me. I remember as a kid going down to watch him and marvelling and revelling in his athletic ability, and then when I turned 18, obviously the disco dancing at South is what I was really impressed with. Played nicely there. Nice little single.
Yeah, those Cardiff boys can really move, can't they?
I'll tell you. I think dancing was invented in Cardiff. Really? Definitely the two-step, anyway.
Now, Roscoe Thattle has bowled particularly well once again this over. I'm wondering if that's it for him with his 4 overs, or perhaps he's got one to go.
I think he has one more because he only bowled one up the Market Town end.
He bowled 2 from this end.
Yes. I think your mathematic ability has been rubbing off on me, Murray. It's contagious.
You got the run rates down pat now, especially after 10 overs.
Yeah, 10 overs. I'm a 10 overs specialist. As the Moore at the striker's end here. I want to see him do something big here, Murray. Oh, full toss, and he does do something big. I've called it. It's going to go all the way to the fence. I thought it was going to go for 6, but it goes for 4, Murray.
Well, he hasn't let you down there, Gareth. A full pitch ball outside off stump, and he's taken full advantage of it. Great shot.
It's like I'm in the machine, isn't it?
Oh. What's that mean?
Like I'm controlling things like the puppet master.
Like with the strings.
Yeah.
Ventriloquist.
Punch and Judy. Oh, he's hit that over in the same spot there. Got more bat on it that time, and that's going to go all the way for 4, and that's another great shot here, and he's going to open up his shoulders, I believe.
Yeah, and this has forced a change in the field. Dane McCourt has brought fine leg up, and I guess if Aaron Payne's going to bowl outside off stump, you need some protection out that neck of the woods, and they've plugged that spot up straight away. Albeit it's cost them 8 runs.
Oh, Moore walks away from his mark. The field's still getting set there, so
I think he's trying to count the amount of fielders that are out. Leave that to the umpire, Simon, I say.
Or Murray Christie. Be good if he was mic'd up, wouldn't it? Oh, he's trying to whip that off his pads. Got that pretty square there.
I'm not sure how he'd go at this point in time if he was mic'd up. You'd hear more.
Oh, don't ever make that noise again.
Any angle, Gareth. Any angle.
Oh, he's gone for that one. But again, just pushing through for the singles here. So good tactic here by the Merryweather side. Obviously, Moore's the one that's looking to go for it, and
this has been a good over for Merryweather thus far. They've taken 10 off this over with still at least a ball remaining.
oh, he's beat the fielder there, but oh, misfield, and that's a mistake there, and that might be the one they come to regret at the end of the game, Murray.
And this is where pressure can play funny games with people's heads, and obviously the Merryweather boys are starting to take the ascendancy, and it's taking its toll.
Yeah, the young Charlestown guys. This is where the experience factor comes in, isn't it? And that'll be over. So 4 for 110. We're coming into over number 15 now. So Murray, this is where they are going to attack, one might say. I mean, they already have been attacking. The run rate's ticking along nicely.
And realistically, I guess, Gareth, you're with 6 overs to go, and they've still got 6 people sitting back in the shed. It's conceivable that 160, 170 is not unachievable.
Yes, and of course, if you're listening in, don't forget to get in the match at Bar TV Sports on Twitter. You can also comment on our Facebook page. There's the Newcastle Herald, and of course, hashtag Bar TV Sports. Growing the game around the country. Grassroots sports is our specialty. And I tell you what, this Twilight T20 has been an exciting fixture, and he's beat the fielder there as well, and we're going to be joined very shortly by a young man who is an ex-NDCA player, Nathan Price.
Yes.
Nathan, I think, now playing in Randwick, so he's going to have a little bit of a chat and talk us through something. And don't worry, Murray, your position's not in jeopardy, but let's just say this is a trial.
I remember Nathan back in the day. I think I first met Nathan with the Hunter Academy, I think it's fair to say. And on my way out, Nathan was well and truly on his way up. So, yeah. Hello, Nathan.
Hey, guys. How are we?
Yeah, good. Thanks, Nathan.
Good, yeah.
So, travelling down to Sydney a fair bit for your cricket. How's that going?
Yeah, it can be tough. The old F3s are a little lonely sometimes on a Saturday morning, but no, the cricket's...
It shows how tired you get because it's now the M1, so...
Yeah, well, that's exactly right. That's exactly right. So, no, it's... the cricket's good. It's worth going down for, and it's all the guys down there are great with my travel and the flexibility that I need with training and that kind of stuff. So, no, it's all going really well.
Yeah. So you're still living in the Walls End neck of the woods? Or?
Yeah, I live at Jasmine. Yeah,
oh,
so I work in Newcastle, live in Jasmine, and just travel down for games on the weekend.
So how intense is that? How many times a week are you getting down there? Is it flexible or?
A couple of years ago, I'd go down once a week for training, and then on the weekend for the games. But with work taking over a little bit more, it's hard to get the time to travel down to train. So Walls End have been kind enough to let me train with them for a number of years since I've been going down, which is which has been great. And at the same token, Randwick have been just as good with me. Obviously, with the flexibility to train up here and still be comfortable enough that I'm going to do a half decent job down there as well. So.
Yes, back to the cricket. Sorry, good pressure there by the batsman, putting the pressure on the field, forcing them into the mistake, running 2. So the score moving out for 122. We're now coming into over number 16. So I think a score of about maybe 160 is probably where we're tracking at the moment. Murray?
I think they can actually go a little bit further than that, working on the basis of wickets in hand and 10 and over in the last 5. I dare say 172.
172. Nathan, what do you reckon?
Yeah, I agree. I think 170 would be a good score. I think, especially with a set, Simon Moore and a few guys with power hitting to come up at the back, and Dave Sellop can get a bit of a move on. I think 170 is definitely a good target to aim for.
I tell you what, Simon Moore will sleep well on Sunday night. He's got this game tonight. He's got a game of grade cricket tomorrow, and we've got that invitational game on Sunday. He'll be absolutely RS.
Yeah, but he's cricket ready though, isn't he?
Well, he's
been playing a lot. I mean, this Merryweather side's been playing a lot of cricket lately, as of all the sides.
Indeed, they have, and one must wonder whether fatigue actually sets in. But I guess a T20 format, it's more like a training run, but a little bit more intense.
Yeah, well, judging from a couple of sides, I mean, Hamwick's certainly were treating like a training run the other night. There's the media ban involved there, and I don't know, these Merryweather guys and the Charlestown guys were taking this very seriously before the match. Merryweather, if they win today, they go into that final, which is on the 8th of February, which we're covering as well.
Sunday afternoon?
Yeah, Sunday afternoon. So get your picnic rugs ready and come on down to number 1 sports ground. University already making that final, so that's quite a good coup for them, isn't it?
Indeed.
So Nathan, I believe as well you feature a little bit in that sort of the second 11 sides and the futures stuff as well. How's that going?
Yeah, going well. I've played 2 Futures League games this year for ACT Comets, and we played a couple of warm-up games against Afghanistan and Ireland as well, as part of their World Cup preparations as well. So,
oh, well, that's well struck there, but there's a man. Oh, and he's dropped it. That's the prize wicket there, but unfortunately for the Charlestown side, they can't make do on that one, and that's a big drop there.
And once again, Simon Moore gets another life, and it's earlier on in the innings I said that the Charlestown fielders were doing particularly well. Unfortunately, it's all starting to unravel.
More lives than Dorian Gray. Simon Moore is Merryweather's own Dorian Gray. If he looks at his own painting, it ages, but he doesn't age, I believe. The painting that's up in South.
You only live down the road from it, I know, but you love that joint, don't you?
What, South?
Yeah.
Oh, I know. I do love it, yes, because it's one of the NDCA's major sponsors, so whatever's paying
that may be the case,
$100,000 I'm getting to cover Bar TV's NDCA cricket coverage, I'm all for South. I'm there for the raffles.
I'll put it to you, Gareth Waswick, that it's probably one of the few establishments that hasn't tossed you out.
No.
Usually,
truth be known, and he's bowled him there. And as we mentioned before, didn't look like getting out, did he? And took a big swing at that one, and that's well bowled and straight on the stumps, and hitting the stumps is what gets wicket. Nathan, sorry.
Yeah, didn't leave it to the fielders there. He just did it all himself and knocked the middle stump back out of the ground. So pretty big wicket there, Simon Moore.
Massive wicket, 5 for 124, over 16. Emerton's coming in as we go now to the replay. Oh, and he's banged that middle peg, hasn't he?
Yeah, and I think you'll find, in fairness to Simon, as he leaves the ground to applause. It was a shot of a tired player. I think it is a warm day, very muggy, and he can have a bit of a rest for a few overs before coming back out and doing it all again.
Yes, and Emerton in now. Well, that's another good ball. He's bowling pretty quick here, isn't he?
It actually surprised me, unless he's carrying an injury. This is Chris Connors, and Chris has previously, I'm pretty sure, opened the bowling with Charlestown, and he comes on in the 16th over, which we've just seen the end of. I guess the most he can bowl is 3, and I would have thought he'd be a bowler that they'd want to use for the full 4.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I was speaking to their captain, Dane McCourt, before the match started, and he hadn't had his bowling order sort of set there, the opening bowlers, so maybe that was a concern that he didn't want to kind of mention, I guess. So
probably that he's not organised.
Disorganised.
He's a nice young bloke, but he's not organised.
Could possibly just left him to the end of the innings as well, just to try and close out the innings. Maybe the more experienced type bowler, better bowler, can comes in and knocks over Simon Moore first over. So,
absolutely.
But he's not going to bowl his full complement. I guess that's the thing, though, isn't it?
Yeah, that's true.
I reckon Dane's got it wrong.
You think he's got it wrong?
He got the
You'll
maths
say
wrong.
it.
Yeah, he's got it wrong.
You'll say it.
He's
Murray
definitely
Christie.
a swing bowler. Definitely a swing bowler. Would have been handy with that new ball, I would have thought.
Oh, and obviously, Nathan, you didn't get the benefit of inspecting the wicket, but there's plenty of grass on it too.
It looks that way from here, and looked that way on the coverage when I checked it out first at work before I left.
Yeah, it's nice. So Friday afternoon at work.
Yeah, beautiful. Throw on Bar TV and
How good is
check
it?
out the cricket.
In your little corner booth.
I certainly was.
Listening to Gareth Golden Tonsils, was it?
Yeah.
That's right. And Murray mumbles Murray. So, and I was mentioning before at Bar TV Sports, if you have got a sledge for either of us, don't feel free to at Bar TV Sports and give us your best. I know Kurt the Courier's been into both of us over the last week or so, and even after the games as well. I mean, I'm getting some late night beeps on my phone, which is...
Oh, he's a bit upset when you compared him to Charlie Manson.
He wasn't happy with that one, was he?
I thought I'd go in a bit gentle and compare him with Sheldon, but out of Big Bang Theory, but you went the whole hog.
Oh. Both are manipulative, so... Not Kurt the Courier. If you're listening, Kurt the Courier, and you're delivering those parcels and keeping this economy ticking over, come down to the ground in your van and we'll share a story or two. So Nathan, as he hits that over the infield there, and it's going to pull up probably and won't reach the boundary, and it will, it rolls all the way. As I was saying before, sorry Nathan, coming back to this T20 competition, it's a good initiative, isn't it, by the NDCA?
Yeah, I think it's a great idea. I mean, speaking with the guys at Walls End, especially at training, they've loved the idea, and most of those guys would prefer to play this kind of fixture to a Sunday type fixture. So I think that says a lot. The guys are real happy to come down here after work or after their day and play cricket in the afternoon. I think it's definitely a great initiative, and hopefully it continues.
Yes, and good tweet in from Bert Cockley, who's enjoying the live stream. Good to see some familiar faces running around at Sam Gilmore, Gareth Wozniak, and of course Murray Christie, not on Twitter, but you do get a mention, Murray, and you were very instrumental in Bert's early days, weren't you? Before he went off and played at that state cricket. And
yeah, absolutely. Bert's, I don't think we taught Bert everything, but Bert's a terrific. I was going to say, certainly was a terrific young bloke. He's a little bit older these days, but he certainly bowled. You could see him emerging, and you knew he was going to bowl fairly rapid. And by the time I'd given it away, he was open the bowling with Sam Gilmore at Waratah, and then went on to play for Randwick, where Pricey's playing at this point in time.
Nice of my former Randwick teammate to mention me there. That's good of him.
Yes, and don't worry about it. He probably doesn't know, but I mean, Bert. I've known Bert as well. He actually did a bit of work for me in a former life, and one of the most polite young kids that you'll ever meet as well. So, Bert, thanks for tuning in, and all the best with your current career. I believe he's doing some personal training or something like that. Is he? Is that
Perth
correct?
at the moment? Yeah. He's living in Perth, doing some personal training and coaching with his team over there and a few other people.
He's doing some school coaching as well, I believe. Bert, if you're listening in, tell us what you're doing. Oh, and he's gone up for that. And he's given him. I thought that might have been going down leg side, but no, the umpire puts the finger up in the air, and that's another wicket, 6 for 135. This run rate now has been stifled by this Charlestown attack, Murray.
Absolutely, and the question still remains. I agree with Pricey. I think Chris Connors is definitely a back end of the innings bowler, but he's only going to bowl 3 overs. I'm going to suggest that this, as we're going to see the replay shortly, and I'm going to suggest that he swung the ball back in, so the ball straightened back up, and has hit David Sellop on the pad, and that, well, we're at a slightly bad angle, but I think that's straightening up nicely to hit middle.
Yeah, it's a nice ball. I tell you what, he before the match he was very confident in his own ability too, Connors. He was chirping around down there when I was talking to the Charlestown guys, and he was saying, "Don't interview anyone else, bar TV, just get me." So
that sounds a bit like him, I think. Yeah.
That's gone over the top there. It's going to go all the way to the boundary, and yes, it does. And
it's gone for 4. And John O'Dunn.
John O'Dunn, the young
is out in the crease now, but
Vanuatu international as well, isn't he?
Oh, of course, yes.
Yeah, so spending a lot of his youth over in Vanuatu. I think his father was the consulate general or something like that, wasn't it? Yeah. So,
all I know is that people used to go there, the contestants, after when they matched up on Perfect Match. Greg Evans and Dexter.
I can't believe that you got knocked back for Perfect Match that time you rode in. It would have been a sight to see with your mullet back in the 80s.
Out in the 90s.
And your cheap suit. Your cheap suit and your mullet and all your fabulous answers to the
West
questions.
Coast cooler.
Yeah. Oh, they've gone up there too. That was swinging in. Everyone pretty confident. Connors with his hand on his head asking the question of the umpire, but the umpire solid as a rock.
He seemed quite miffed that wasn't given LBW, but yeah, it looked all right from here too.
Looked a very similar ball to just got Dave out. So,
but fuller,
yeah.
Oh, and he's definitely got these batsmen thinking, hasn't he? The 2 new batsmen in. John O'Dunn.
And Josh Emerton.
Yes, and Emerton was at the non-strikers end then. So,
but it's fair to say that Charlestown really have put the brakes on at a time when Merryweather will look to build the ascendancy. In the last 3 overs, they've amassed 17 runs. At a time when we talked about, it's conceivable to get 10 and over, say 30.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, and that's full, and just doesn't find the gap there though, and could have been a bit of trouble there if the bowler didn't get a hold of that.
It's a good thing that Path Shah was on his bike there, because that the closest fielder after that's about 70 metres away. Who I think would be Jackson Mace, actually, younger or son of Rodney Mace, Charlestown stalwart and nephew of Stephen Mace.
Who, of course, has the testimonial on the weekend. Will you be going out to that, Nathan?
Is that Sunday this week?
It is.
Yeah,
I might go have a look, yeah.
See some of these old blokes.
Some of the old guys, yeah. I played against Steve Mace when I first started playing first grade. And
you played against Steve. Captain Cook played against Steve Mace. He's been around forever.
No, so that'd be a great day, I think. He's a lovely guy, Steve, so wish him all the best with that.
Captain Cook might have played against him, but you were opening the batting for the Cooks 11. Come on, let's not get too chirpy over here, Christy.
He's got me covered by 10 months. He's already 46.
Did you have a testimonial?
No one waste their time.
You must be bitter about that, giving your life to Waratah Cricket Club. If Waratah Cricket Club's listening out there today on Bar TV, Murray Christie wants a testimonial, so...
They call it more a good riddance.
Let's organise it, yeah. That's your wife, isn't it?
Both.
She might have the testimonial glasses out tonight when you get home for dinner, mate. We love you, Alana, Murray's own social media manager. Of course, you can follow Alana at Alani Christie on Instagram.
You spoke to her the other night about that. She seemed a little reluctant.
She was all for it, mate. Big plans for you, Murray. Oh, he's hit that nicely down the ground, nice and hard. Has Emerton, and they'll go back for 2 and getting a little bit frantic here. So, yeah, 6 for 145. We're into over number 19. What's your prediction, Nathan?
So there's 1 over left now, is there? So I think they can try and still push for 10 off this over, maybe 155 to 157. I think they'll be looking for, definitely. Connors has bowled well, but last over they got the freedom to swing the willow now, so see if they can clear the rope.
You know, 4 wickets in hand, so you'd like to think that we've only seen 1-6 in this match, so we've seen quite a few in the last couple of matches. So, I mean, I guess it's a good sign that Merryweather has, you know, kept this strike rotating as well. So not just here to hit the glamour shots. Oh, that's going to be a wide, and John O'Dunn, I think his eyes lit up there, didn't they? He thought maybe he was going to have a crack at that, but he didn't. So that's a wide, and that's runs.
But I have to say the Charlestown boys have they certainly lost their way from a fielding perspective, and well, they've got 6 balls to sort of pick that up. But in terms of their bowling, they really have put the brakes on.
Oh, he's hit that over the top, and there's a man in protection there to cut that off. They'll get the single for that one. Connors, dangerous. He's looming, isn't he? I can feel a wicket coming from him.
Yeah, I think so too.
Nathan, you're a bowler. Is this the stuff you live for?
Some people love it, some people hate it. I think.
Oh,
it's
he's bowled another wide. Sorry.
One of those jobs. I think if you love it, you can do really good at it. But some days it just doesn't work for you, and you can go the journey a little bit. A couple of wides that wouldn't help the cause either.
And I guess the T20 concept has been anything but sympathetic to bowlers. I think a lot of them aren't real flash about the concept for that reason.
Mm.
Yeah, definitely keep those averages separate, don't you? What would be your average, do you think, for T20 stuff as a bowler?
Economy rate.
Oh, economy rate. Oh,
so.
I think about 7.5. I think the outfields and things like that are a little bit quicker in Sydney, so you can hit the ball along the carpet a little bit more and you get more value for your shots. So, sort of 7.5 and over, you've actually done pretty well, I think.
Well, that's pretty decent. Hit that through the gap there. They should get 2. They probably should push for 3 here, and I think they're going to. Yes, they're coming back for the 3rd. It's going to be very, 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 very close, but no.
And that good running from the Merewether boys there, and that's what is needed in this final over, turning 1s into 2s and 2s into 3s, and they've done a terrific job there.
Interesting bowling tactics too. He's bowled 2 wides outside off stump and bowling real full outside off stump with no one back on the offside. So John O'Dunn's probably going to free his arms through the offside here.
Oh, he's gone for it. Dunn has, and yeah, one bounce to the boundary there, and good shot there for Merryweather, just keeping that scoreboard ticking along here. Yeah, 6 for 158.
And Pricey jumped on that. There's no protection on the offside. Obviously, Chris Connors has straightened that ball right up. I think it's possibly fair to say he might have lost the radar for those other balls earlier on in the over, but he still paid the price. Probably a bit short.
Mm.
Oh, a little single there. He's walked across his stumps. Lucky he'll call buys for that one. No bat on it at all. So 6 for 159. Yeah, credit to this Charlestown attack though. The bowling attack, we were predicting about 175, or you were. I was saying 160. But
I think it's fair to say, and I think the bowlers have done a particularly good job. It's not an easy contest, the T20.
Oh, and the wicket keeper just
keeper
misses that one. Unfortunate.
But I think it's fair to say that they for the back end of this innings, they haven't, or the last 10 overs, they haven't really been supported by their fielders. They've squandered opportunities, and
well, that was a drop catch by the keeper. I'm counting that one.
Yes.
Tough marker, but
you get used to this, Price. He's
very tough.
He's hard.
Oh, he's had a big swing at that one. Has done, and that's going to be the innings there for Merryweather. 6 for 160. Not a bad total there to chase. It's going to be a very interesting run chase by the Charlestown side. Of course, we are at number 1 sports ground for the Twilight T20 competition. Murray, I'll go to you first. How did you think that one went?
Well, I guess the Charlestown side started particularly well. They
Stem this flow of runs, I guess.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, SCG Country Cup winners, they're a quality side and have been for a long time. And I think 160 should be enough for Merryweather in this game. I mean, after being 3 for 20, they'd be incredibly happy with that, and I think they'd be quietly confident.
Yeah, definitely. And now we're going to take a little word from our sponsors. We're at number one sports ground for the Twilight T20 competition. There's been a cracking first innings there by Merewether, 6 for 160. Charlestown, they're going to be pretty up for this run chase, so stay with us. We'll be back in 5 minutes. Thanks for tuning in for the Twilight T20 competition for Bar TV. We'll see you soon.
Could be larger than life, bigger than the world, living out the hopes and dreams of every boy and every girl. You could fly higher than the sky, shine brighter than the stars. You could have all you ever wanted, shoot the moon and reach for Mars. You know you could.
Doc's Pharmacies were established in 1988. We've been serving the Novocastrian community for over 25 years. Doc's Mega Save Chemist is the only chemist in Newcastle open 16 hours a day. We open from 8 a.m. in the morning till midnight, 7 days a week.
We have 3 full-time pharmacists employed, plus we have 2 intern pharmacists. So there's always more than one pharmacist here to answer any questions that you may have.
We have over 16,000 lines in stock at any one time, so we have a huge range of products always available.
Within a 5-kilometre radius, we have a free delivery service.
We offer free personal health checks, prescription reminder services.
We do free blood pressure checks every day. We've got the widest range of stock, and anything we don't have, we can get for you the next day.
For more information on any of the services that we offer, please visit our website or like us on Facebook. Doc's Mega Save Chemist is on the ground floor in Market Town Shopping Centre next to Woolworths.
Welcome back, everybody, to Bar TV's coverage of the T20 Twilight NDCA competition. We're here at number 1 Sports Ground. Merryweather has set 157 to chase here. They're going to be bowling. The Charlestown side coming out now to run this one down. Of course, we are sponsored here by the Commonwealth Bank, Kingsgrove Sports, the Herald, which we're streaming live and at South. With me for this start of the second innings here, Murray Christie. Murray, how are you?
Good, mate.
Opening the batting, we've got Sutton and Mace for this Charlestown side.
Yeah.
How do you think this is going to fare? I mean, 158 is what they've got to get. I mean, it's a pretty competitive total, but it's one that can be chased down.
Absolutely, and I think the key, Gareth, is wickets in hand. They have to survive this onslaught with the new ball, grassy pitch. They cannot be 3 for 20. If Jackson Mace and Joshua Sutton can get the Charlestown boys off to a solid yet circumspect start, that's okay, because then they've got the big guns of McCourt, Chris Rendina, Daniel Lums, Chris Connors to see them home.
Yeah, definitely. So I guess after 10 overs, that 75 mark is what they're going to be watching as we come in for the first ball. Oh, and that's a good ball there first up.
Yeah, and Daniel Morton is, I mean, as you can see here on your screen, he is tall timber, and with that new ball, grassy pitch, he is going to be quite a handful. And I guess you mentioned 75 after that 10 over mark. I don't think it's that big a drama if they're 55-60, because they know what they're chasing, and the big runs can come at the back end.
Yes, talking to McCourt at the start of this fixture. Sutton is one of the more exciting young batsmen, I guess he was saying, for this Charlestown side, but he's called a wide there.
Wow, that's the longest deliberation I've ever seen of a wide decision.
Yeah, I think he had a look at him and said, yep, too tall, too good, that's a wide.
Actually, Dane McCourt at the start of the match, as he was walking out for the warm-up, he did, with those glasses that he wears, he looked like Clark Kent.
Well, let's hope he's got his cape under here, because they're going to take a Superman, Herculean type effort to chase these runs down. Oh, and that was close. And
poor Jackson Mace at the non-strikers then took off, thinking there was a quick single on, nearly cooked himself.
Yes, and young Mace, these guys are going to be eager to get runs, get their nerves settled. They are a young opening partnership, aren't they?
Yeah, I will say that last shot from Sutton, though, that was that sort of look full of confidence, and yeah.
Well, that's what comes with youth, isn't it? You get the
no inhibitions, no.
You get the inexperience, but you get the confidence that comes with it. No inhibitions. Hasn't probably been clocked in the body too much as yet in his great arrival.
Scientifically, the frontal lobe hasn't been quite developed. The frontal lobe's more your voice of reason. So the limbic lobe's more your emotions, and it's okay to drive on the train tracks, where the frontal lobe, once that develops, you start to think, well, maybe mum's right. Maybe it's not a good idea.
When does that happen? Because I'll tell you what, I was driving on the train tracks not too long ago. But don't worry, the train tracks are closed, everybody. So from Wickham to Newcastle anyway. So I was just driving up there just to see what it was like, just to see if there's any Save Our Rail people just sleeping there.
And Gareth, if memory serves me correctly, didn't you jump on a train and try and start it?
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
Back when Fanny's was called Fanny's.
No, it was after the brewery one night. There was a train standing there, and having been a big Thomas the Tank Engine fan as I was young, I wanted to see what was going on. It was. As we go there, Morton, good ball again. Yes, and yeah, Murray true. So I jumped on the train, and well, the thing was, it was parked up, and I didn't think the doors would open. The doors opened, then the next thing was, I thought, well, maybe the engine will start. And
it was like leaving Dracula in charge of the blood bank, really, wasn't it?
I took the brake off, and I heard this. Shh! And I went, holy God, what am I getting myself into? And you know what? The security guards came, and I jumped the fence and I ran away, and they got me. And then these big security guards, and I had a bit of a chat to them. They said, "Oh, look, it's funny, but we got to call the police." And I was like, "Yeah, whatever, no worries." And the the good men at Newcastle Police Station came along, and they said to me, "Where are you going to take this train? Where are we going to take it? That's crazy." And I said to him, "I'm going to take it to Stockton." And they just looked at me and said, they didn't know what was going on. So speaking of, your frontal lobe developing, mine is still not there yet,
About
Murray.
10 years away, Gareth, but great story, and it's great that the local constabulary were kind to you.
Yes, and a big thanks out. They did give me a lift home in the paddy wagon, and it was a bumpy ride to say the least. As Gilmore comes in for his first over here, it's none for one, so pretty good start there by Morton. And Gilmore just waving his hand around like he's got some sort of authority out there, hasn't he? He's come a long way since he was the young pup under.
But this is where Maury's come a long way. He'll actually allow Sam to think that he has some authority, but he actually hasn't.
And he's bowled a full toss, which went straight to the fielder. Probably should have got dealt with there, but
he got away with that. The young mule. He's bowled a full bunger outside off stump with a field in the ring. Oh,
the young mule, which is he's now grown into the old workhorse, really, hasn't he?
Well, most certainly, and that receding hairline at the front suggests that he'll never see 25 again either. And the grey hairs around the near the ears there.
I don't know. Bar TV's working on a time machine, so we do everything here. Oh, he's bowled that one fuller, better delivery, but probably not where he wants it yet. Good running, though.
Good running from the Charlestown pair. It's a good positive start. The secret to batting is working for your mate and sort of getting him off strike, rotating the strike, and because we've got a left-hand, right-hand combination, so this is very important. This could well put the bowler off his line.
Yeah, definitely. Yes, he's hit that one nicely.
Yeah, this is good positive stuff. Good, excellent running. Like I said, they're not taking any risks. They're running well, and they're keeping their wickets intact. Yeah,
they were a little bit cautious in that first over, though, weren't they? They just got the feel of the game, didn't they? And now they're
and interesting with Morton being around. What would he be? About 6'4", 6'5". He's
taller than me.
Yeah, it's a real trampoline bounce.
Oh,
that's a
nice
great shot from Sutton.
A great shot down the ground, as Murray mentioned. And I tell you what, these guys aren't taking a backward step. In fact, that was a great front foot step, wasn't it, to smack that down the ground?
Yeah, the Sam Gilmore was slightly over-pitched. It wasn't too bad a delivery, but certainly Sutton took full advantage of it, Josh Sutton, and well, we've seen the result. But I tell you what, he started very positively.
Yes, I like how Sam comes back after he's been hit and just has a little chuckle, doesn't he? You know, that little chuckle is a chuckle of disappointment. He tries to hide behind the laugh, but he's so relaxed though, isn't he? But it's not a bad over. It's none for 9, so a few off it.
Yeah,
8 off it, but
6, I think. Yeah. Although number 1 at the start, 8 off it. Yeah, exactly. Good point. But good positive running. They've hit the one boundary, but still got 8 off the over just through positive quick singles.
Yeah, definitely, and putting the pressure on the Merryweather field, which is what they'll like to see. As
interesting enough, it's only early days, Gareth, but Merryweather at this stage were none for 12.
Oh, he's had a big swipe out there, but that's another wide there called. So just struggling here, isn't he, Morton, with his...
Well, he certainly bowled both sides of the wickets. In fact, I think he's been very fortunate not to have been called for a couple more wides. There was certainly one down the leg side that... Well, actually, that did get called in the end, but I thought it wasn't going to get called, but the umpire took an eternity to make the decision. But the radar's not quite there yet.
Well, he hasn't got long to find it. He's only got a couple more after this over to bowl. Oh, he's just got a little bit of bat on that, and they'll take an easy single.
And Daniel Morton, from I've been reliably informed, used to play in the Sydney grade competition for University of New South Wales. Yeah.
Well, he was I'm quite sure he was down there when we covered the T20 this year as well.
On the Village Green?
On the Village Green.
Okay.
Which was a great game to cover down there for the Newcastle rep side.
Who got up there?
Who did get up there? I think... Yeah, Newcastle lost that one. But that was
I just figured you'd know since you were there, that's all.
Yeah, it's been a long time, hasn't it? It was just before Christmas, and I've lost a few brain cells since then, maybe. No, we lost. The Newcastle side lost, and it was quite a close game though, and good action went down to the wire.
I actually watched the first innings on Bar TV because I believe that Uni of New South batted first.
Yes,
and I didn't see the run chase. Probably on parental duties, cooking tea,
something like that, Murray. Is that what the black butt? Is that what you call the black butt these days? Is it parental duty? Yes, and Morton here, he's definitely found his rhythm now, I think, and Merryweather with a couple of slips. Man down deep at third man.
Conventional field setting, you'd say, Gareth?
I don't know, conventional for me, 7 slips and a bat pad. Depends what you call conventional, isn't it, Murray?
Well, funnily enough, I played a game against the Hunter Academy. Well, there was a Hunter Academy game, and I batted in one side. Glenn Grimman batted in the other, and Sam Gilmore was coming on to bowl. They put 7 slips in when he was bowling at me, and sure enough, I found first slip. Out, 2.
Psych out.
The Mules never let me hear the end of that, actually.
I mean, the great Michael Davis for the Carrington Pirates one day took over the captaincy from Greg Burgess and said, yep, that's a nice shot through the gap there, and that's maybe going to find the boundary, is it? And the Merryweather side's chasing, and he's found the boundary. That's a well-placed shot, Murray.
That's a beautiful cover drive. He just waited on the ball, landed on it, and despite it being a shorter hit to that side of the ground, got full reward.
Yeah, we got the 7 Seas bus out to Warners Bay one day, and let's just say we had a big night before, and we gaffer taped Greg Burgess's mouth up, and Michael Davis went out as captain, and yeah, we played pretty much the first 10 overs with, I think, 8 slips and a bat pad.
You talk about frontal lobes before. Mick Davis, when's that due to emerge?
If you listen to him, Mick.
He's in the UK, isn't he?
No, he's married to a lady from the UK, George.
Where's he living now?
He lives in Manly.
Oh,
He'd probably be listening
Northern Beaches.
Yeah. He'd be listening in now, and I'd like to say he's probably the best captain I've played under.
What, in cricket?
Yeah, definitely. Anything. Life.
Didn't end well for Mick. I remember the 96 grand final, Merewether Carlton versus Singleton. It only
he doesn't like talking about that one.
It all ended in after 10 minutes after he shooed someone.
Oh, good shot there again, and replicating it from the other end, and that's 4, and that's a brilliant piece of batting, Murray.
Fantastic shot by Jackson Mace, and again taking full advantage of a full ball. The field's up, and Charlestown find themselves at none for 20.
Yeah, we've got Dane Mostyn, who's over in Leeds at the moment, watching his little brother play for Charlestown. So thanks for tweeting in, Dane, and thanks for watching all over the world. As we mentioned, we're streaming live to all parts of
And that would be Sam
the
Mostyn, Gareth?
That would be right. All parts of the globe, and our coverage knows no boundaries, and of course in your pubs and clubs all around Australia as well. Hence the name Bar TV. Gilmore, he's gone for that one. He's hit that down the ground, but I don't think it's going to get... Oh, it is going to stop just short of the boundary there. I tell you what, these young batsmen from Charlestown, they know no fear, do they?
Absolutely, and Jackson Mace, again, he's prepared to chance his arm against the more experienced Sam Gilmore, but fair play to him, and this has actually forced Skipper Moore to change, make a fielding change. We now find ourselves with a deep cover and a deep mid-off, fine leg and third man up in the field. So interesting here. I think it's fair to say that Sam wouldn't want to stray too wide of the off stump, because there's absolutely no protection square of the wicket.
Yeah, definitely, and I think that's where it's going to go now. Square of the wickets. Oh, he's nicked it. Oh, I thought he got a bit of bat on that and put down there by Egan, was it?
Absolutely. The umpire's given it runs, and he's
Be unhappy
difficult
with that.
chance. He stuck the arm out to take a one-hander, but didn't work out that well for him.
Yeah, Sam Gilmore's spitting chips though. He's mouthing off at everyone now. He's going to come back. I'd hate to be the batsman at the other end. With the grimace coming in at him. The snarl. Oh, he's hit that nicely. And it's
That
going to
is a
beat the
cracker.
fielder.
Yeah.
And that is a cracker, Murray. And that's going to go all the way for 4. And I tell you what, these young kids, where have they plucked them from? What do you know about the Murray?
Well, I know Jackson Mace is about, I would say 17 years of age, 17, 18 years of age. Again, if he's anywhere near the ability of his father or his uncle, he'll be a real decent cricketer.
Yeah, and Sutton too, part of this under-18 setup for Charlestown too. So
And fair play, they're showing no fear, batting with heaps of confidence. I mean, let's face it, Merryweather are the benchmark. They've won a lot of competitions over the last couple of seasons, and that means nothing to these two young blokes.
yes, and a couple of scores from the Merryweather side. Simon Moore, 71 off 54 balls. And Josh Emerton, 15 off 11. John O'Dunn, 11 off 10. Connors for the bowling for the Charlestown, 2 for 21. So he was the best of the bowlers there for the Charlestown side, as he professed that he was going to be before the innings started.
He's a bit like Muhammad Ali, a poet and a prophet.
That's Bob Marley, isn't it?
It was both, I think, yeah. But Cassius used to predict when he was going to fell his opposition.
That's right, he did too,
He
didn't
usually
he?
pulled it off.
As we come in now, there's a change of bowler.
Josh Geary.
Geary. Oh, and he's got a little bit of movement off the seam there, I think, Murray.
Yeah, and it's an interesting change. It's not a bad change, because I believe that Josh Geary is, as we see that drop
Should have
chance.
taken that. Should have taken that.
Oh, you're a hard man, Gareth.
No,
But
he
it's,
didn't even
it's,
get it.
it's certainly catchable.
Oh, and there's a shout go up. Yeah, it was in his hand, and
Yeah.
I tell you what, he didn't even get airborne.
He's
So
just given that the face of the bat to work it down to the vacant third man area, and
yep, that's a
missed chance.
That's definitely a round of beers at the club tonight.
South.
Yes. Oh, good shots. He hasn't quite got enough on it, though. I tell you what, for young blokes, they're not trying to run threes, though, are they?
Well, they've done okay. Fatigue could start to set in. And like I said, it's not exactly cold here tonight.
They're, young,
but,
they're under 18s, mate. Fatigue
Yeah.
doesn't set in till
9 o'clock.
3
9 o'clock when Mum
till
says you've got to
King
come
Street.
home because it's dark.
till King Street Hotel on a
Yeah.
Sunday night.
Oh, I see what you mean. I thought you meant the GI Lime days after a day full of cricket.
Oh, he's got a big edge on that, but no, it's not going to carry to the fieldsman down there. That third man.
I've got some interesting information at the end of this over for you, Gareth.
All ears. All ears.
In terms of comparative run rates, it's
Yeah,
fair to say
let's
the
hear it.
Charlestown boys are on the money.
Yeah, nice one. I'll tell you what, I did not expect none for 30 after
And they've
4
batted-
overs.
Yeah, and they've batted beautifully. They've played positive cricket, run well, and hit the ball hard.
Oh, and that's good running as well.
Yeah.
That's great play there. And just pushing through for the single, and
this is what
a
it's all
cheeky
about.
little single by the cheeky young opening batsman Sutton.
Absolutely, and again that they the 4 balls will come, and that's all well and fine. But in the meantime, bat to ball, run a quick single, a cheeky 2 or something like that, and away we go.
Yeah, definitely. It's Geary. Ooh, he's got him, and he's flung his bat. He knew he was out, and faint little edge there, and the wicketkeeper takes that one nicely.
And nice lines by Josh Geary. He's hit he's delivered that ball just short of a good length that we'll see on the replay. But and that's a way of putting the brakes on. But Jackson Macy's done a fantastic job, and he's got his side off to a really good start.
As we go now to the replay, and as you said, yeah, good line and length, wasn't it? It's just doing a little bit off the seam, and that's a pretty easy catch there for Egan.
Yeah, and of course Egan, it was up on his toes. It was a fuller delivery, and actually made good ground, and could actually catch the ball with both gloves, and that's very important.
Good beard too by Egan, by the way, just quietly.
Beards are a big thing these days, aren't they?
Yeah, I'm not on him.
Nah.
I'm anti-beard, to be fair.
You're more
I'm a stubble
3-day.
man.
Yeah, you're a 3-day growth sort of a bloke, aren't you?
Jimmy Barnes. I grew up on Jimmy Barnes.
What, with cheap wine?
Cheap wine and 3-day growth.
Yeah.
You know, I used to think it was 3-legged goat. That's weird, isn't it? How funny is that? Cheap wine and a 3-legged goat. I thought, why would he be drinking cheap wine and seeing a 3-legged goat? And then I went and bought some cheap wine, and I understood the lyric, but it
you
wasn't
get a bit
actually the
confused with
lyric.
Australian Crawl with James Rain and his lyrics too, wouldn't you?
That's my best James. Oh, he's slung that one in there. That was a good ball there by Edmonton, but
Now, what I'm about to share with you, Gareth, as I promised, was comparative run rate after 5 overs. Merryweather 3 for 31, Charlestown 1 for 31,
wow.
and now 1 for 32.
Yeah, nice work. Charlie. The top of the Newcastle district, really. Overlooking everything up there.
Oh.
And Emerton, he's deceptively quick, isn't he, Emerton? He comes off that short run-up.
He is. He started by bowling nice lines. Chris Rendina he previously bowled off spin. I'm not sure if he's bowling off spin as much these days, but
He's certainly got that wristy action when he bowls, hasn't he?
Oh yeah, he's a solid batsman, and as they work the ball for 2.
And Gilmore down there just lopes around to it.
He covers the ground quicker than what he looks, though.
I know.
He looks as slow as a wet
It's
week.
really
but,
annoying, isn't it? How he can just lope around and be so quick. And
I think my co-commentator Price, he would have gone through the academy with Sam Gilmore as well. Actually, back in the day, I want to say about 2000, 2001.
yes, and we're going to be joined by Nathan Price again after this over is completed. And that's a good shot there, and it's going to go all the way over the fence, and that's 6. And I tell you what, that's a good shot by the young man.
Fantastic shot by Sutton. Again, he's just landed that ball, timed it perfectly, and well, he's got the maximum, hasn't he?
Yeah, we've got our first tweet from Kurt the Courier too, and I tell you what, it's not something we can read out, to be fair. Yeah, blocks it away, and good ball and good cricket. As we go now, and we welcome back Nathan Price. Nathan, how's your little drinks break?
Yeah, it was lovely, thank you. Yeah, quite enjoyed that.
What'd you get up to? Did you go talk to the crowd and just see how the atmosphere was down there? It's electric, isn't it?
Oh, it is, yeah. The grandstand's buzzing. The Charlestown guys are going off, and the cars are coming in, so it's a good atmosphere around here.
Yeah, definitely. It's busier than Charlestown Square at Christmas, really, isn't it? It's hard to get a park, that's for sure.
Certainly is.
You've got to get there early. Sunday mornings, they open at 8 o'clock. That's the secret.
Oh, Kurt the Courier's just sent through another one. He's calling you Ray, man. I'm not sure what he's alluding to, but I'm sure it's your mathematical ability. Maybe.
Certain it's my mathematical ability.
Yeah, nice ball there by Geary again, and finding that line. And I guess, Nathan, it's all about finding a line, isn't it, in this T20, and finding a line early. So
Yeah, you don't really have any time to warm up and get into it, really. I think if you're not on the money straight away, you can go the journey a little bit. So Geary started really well here. He's picked up the wicket for Merryweather, and
good shot. Sorry about that, but the fielder coming around. He's going to cut it off, though. Unfortunate. The boundaries are long out there. They've gone for 3, and good running by the Charlestown side.
Yep. Josh Sutton, fantastic. And I don't mean to interrupt, but we've also received a tweet from Newcastle legend Greg Arms that wants us to start going to town on Merewether. Greg, I want to assure you that we here in the commentary box we try and remain impartial as we possibly can. So whilst we'll try and meet your need, I'm not so sure we need to start sledging people.
Yeah, that call out was to sledge the commentary team, not, of course, the players or the umpires. So Arms is all legs at the moment. He's a bit confused. As we were saying, Nathan, line and length. How hard is it to get your rhythm when you come into bowl, and especially, I mean, you played some pretty good teams lately. You've played some international teams, and do they deal with you if you're a little bit scrappy?
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, Afghanistan, it doesn't sound to me like they're too red hot, but obviously they're an international side, so you've got to respect them. And how'd you go?
Well, they actually beat us both times we played them. To be honest, they were quite good. They were that subcontinent attitude. They love their cricket, and they were very good cricketers. To be honest, I think a few of them were sort of Pakistan-born players that emigrated across to Afghanistan, so they'd always played their cricket throughout their lives. And I think that Afghanistan's only played international cricket for 10 years, or cricket for 10 years in general. So.
Oh, and he's hit the batter there. He would have been close if he had hit the stumps more. But good running and just, I guess, shadowing the wicket.
Yeah, but again, good. Oh, well, he could well have been, and if he has done, it's good cricket. But again, good positive cricket from the Charlestown batsman.
Yeah, definitely. And Bert Cockley, again, he's a
Birdie Num Num.
Avid, yeah, nice shot as well. As he's an avid tweeter and has hit through the gap, but not finding the fence. He's full-time uni, running his own strength and conditioning business, helping cricketers and working at a local private school. So if anyone's out there wondering what Bert's up to, that's what he's up to. We get all the exclusives here for Bar TV. Good local kid done well, as is my co-commentator Nathan Price, and also Murray Christie, who I don't know what we can say about him, but he's here.
Age has wearied me. And the years have condemned.
Ooh. Easy, Tiger.
Interestingly enough, gentlemen, this is where now after 7 overs, Merewether were 3 for 51. Charlestown are now 1 for 49. So they're right up there. Now the thing is, though, in this next 3 overs, well, after 10 overs, Merewether were 3 for 75. So this is when they got a bit of a flurry on. Yeah,
definitely, and it's around the time when Gilmore and Moore had that little partnership as well. So how important do you think, Nathan, is partnership building? Obviously it is important, but I think it's really critical in 2020, especially through the middle overs. It seems to where the run rate needs to tick over.
Yeah, that's definitely right. I think wickets are the thing that stops the runs more than anything else. So if 2 batsmen can get set and sort of dictate the game together, I think that makes a massive difference between getting a...
Oh, and that was a close one there. The keeper standing up to the stumps.
And a witty tweet from Courier Kurt again. What's Nathan's price on Merryweather?
I don't know if that was witty. That was pretty hacky, if you ask me. Hashtag hack, Kurt the Courier.
It's not the first time I've heard something like that.
Yeah,
anyway.
yeah. I would imagine you've probably never got that in your life ever, have you?
Never. The price is never right.
Doing a word play with your last name that means the cost of something. So, but in any case, what do you think Merryweather chances are here, Nathan?
Yeah, I still think they're slightly in front. I think these middle overs are crucial for Charlestown. They really need to keep up with that run rate, and Merryweather are really trying to squeeze with a few dot balls, and if they get a wicket or two here, they'll definitely be really confident with what they're doing.
Oh, nice shot, came out of the bat nicely, but he's lost it in the sun there, has he? But no, he's regained his ground, and Bartley's made amends and thrown it to the bowler's end.
Gareth, I take Nathan's point. I think certainly Merewether hold the aces, but I have to say I'm quite enthusiastic about Charlestown's run chase and the fact that the big guns are still in the shed.
Oh, and he's got him
bad.
there, and that's unfortunate. And Murray Christie just cursing the young fella there, and it's going to be 2 for 53, but still in a pretty good position here. The Charlestown side is young Mace, or young Sutton, I dare say, comes off, and he'll be disappointed with that because he looked in pretty good shape and he was opening the bat up and finding the boundary. As the new batsman comes in, it'll be Dane McCourt, the captain.
And this is one of the big guns I was referring to. Certainly Dane McCourt, Chris Connors and Daniel Arms hold the key as far as in determining Charlestown's success. And, well, I think realistically, Pricey, the next 4 or 5 overs will really tell the story.
Yeah, that's
So going
right.
now to the replay. Sorry about that.
It's good
That's all
bowling,
right.
full and straight.
Yeah.
It's hard to hit those for boundaries, and that's what he tried to do, and unfortunately he paid the price.
He did pay the price, Nathan, and but it's the only thing I ask is why did he try to hit it that hard? He's been caressing the ball all innings and probably threw it away a little bit there.
Yeah, that's right.
He's just mistimed that one there.
And this
The
is good
batsman.
running. This is great running.
Yeah, definitely, and I think this is the best running we've seen out of all these T20 games we've covered, Murray, as it goes to 2 for 55. We're into over number 9. So if they can get around that, I guess, the 70 mark, they're right in this at the halfway point.
Oh, absolutely, and I think a little bit of luck. I mean, let's not forget that Merewether had a degree of luck in their innings as well, but possibly aided by some Charlestown fielding as well. But yeah, it's anyone's game at this point in time.
Geez, I wish they gave out degrees of luck when I was at university. I certainly
What'd
could
you
have done
get?
with that.
What's your degree? Hindsight.
Yeah. Very bad business. I've run about 4 of my own businesses into the ground, just from lack of enthusiasm.
So it wasn't a bachelor of business.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. that speaks volumes for the program there at Newcastle Uni. Oh, I'm kidding. Wow, what a great campus it is, though. As we say goodbye to the work experience kid, Ben,
Bye, Ben.
the stats man, the man with the numbers floating around his head. He's just finished high school and he's still going. He did year 11 maths or year 12 maths in year 11 or something, so it's pretty talented there, and that's pushed nicely through the gap. Score 2 for 56. So you played Scotland as well, is that right, Nathan?
Ireland we played, yeah.
Same
Ireland.
thing, isn't it? They've all got
Pretty much, yeah.
United Kingdom.
pale skin.
Yeah, pale skin and red hair. I fit in pretty well with those blokes.
I'm surprised they didn't say, "Hey, Nathan, you're not Irish by any chance, are you?"
To be sure.
To be
To
sure.
be sure.
Coming in now, Geary. He's bowled quite tightly, hasn't he, Geary? Oh, that's a cracking shot as well, but it's going to probably pull up to that long boundary there at the Union Street and the scoreboard side of the field. Yeah, as we mentioned, so Ireland, they're not they're a pretty well rated 50 over side as well. Now,
Yeah,
aren't
well, they've beaten England in a previous encounter, so they should give a couple of teams in this World Cup a bit of a shake, I think.
Oh, that's a shot, but it's going to find the fielders. Oh, he slipped and he's got it. He's got back up, and has he got it? I don't know. He He's claimed it. Yes, he's got it. And the batsman walking off. He had a double effort. He slipped over. He got back up, Goodwin, and fell over 3 times and wrapped himself in a knot, and that's out.
Well, the Aberdeen boy, I tell you what, he made a relatively simple catch look horribly difficult, but he grasped, he got it in the end, so that was fantastic.
Yeah, definitely, and I tell you what, he must have that tiger tattooed on him somewhere, I'd imagine, the boy from Aberdeen. Goodwin. This is one for Kurt the Courier, I reckon. Do you reckon he's ever got good win?
Look at that.
He's one of the veterans of this side, isn't he? And yeah. I'll tell you what, that is experience right there, isn't it? Slipping over on purpose just to get his body in the right position and getting across to it. Well done.
You might want to check the spikes. I think they might be a little bit low.
Now, Nathan, do you think he trains for that sort of stuff?
No one would train for that, surely. Can't see him down at Townsend Oval pretending to slip over and catch balls with Maury hitting them at him, that's for sure.
Yeah, he's probably past catching practice.
Well, like Coach Brad Bannister, he'll try anything once, and you just never know.
This is Emerton coming in now. The score 3 for 60. We're into over number 10, so if they can get about 15 runs of this over, they're tracking well. Even 10, I think. I think Merryweather was 72 after 10.
After 9 overs, 3 for 69.
After 10, I'm asking.
After 10, 73. Yes.
Oh, nice shots.
Having said that, Gareth, right?
Caress down to third man.
It doesn't really matter too much if they're 5 or 6 or 7 runs behind. Because as we talked about before, Charlestown did do a good job in putting the brakes on in those last 5 overs. Certainly Merewether made their way to 157, but so I dare say the target would be to be about 110 after 15 overs.
Who do you think is going to bowl at the death, Nathan, for Merryweather here?
Sam
Gilmore's
Sam
got
Gilmore would have to be one.
Left.
Yeah, Sam Gilmore would probably be the one, and depending how many more Josh Geary's got to go, they might even save him towards the end because he's a quite accurate bowler as well.
Well, certainly Morton's got
a couple left
too as well.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And I guess that's the thing because with Tim O'Neill being out, they actually don't have a spinner to change the pace up.
Maybe Simon Moore might throw a few offies down.
Doubt it. He's more that Maxi. He comes charging in with more that Maxi Walker type action.
Old Jangles. Well,
Tangles, but yeah.
Same thing. He wears Jangles in New Zealand. Jandals.
Jandals.
Remember that ad that he was in with the bowling ball? To his 2.2. What a good drop.
The lawn bowls.
What a good drop. Yeah, and he bowled it in.
Yeah, he was out in the fishing boat with Dougie Walters as well. Yeah.
I don't remember that one. So tracking along nicely here. The Charlestown side, of course, the lights are on here, so the cloud cover has cleared significantly. It was very, very overcast when we first started covering this match, and not a cloud in the sky. The birds are out. This is what Twilight 2020 is all about, isn't it?
Absolutely. It's turned into a very pleasant evening.
Yeah, we've seen when it has been overcast, the side batting second, is a little bit disadvantaged with that fading light, but I don't think tonight it's going to be too much trouble here.
No, it won't be a drama at all, mate. And even though the lights are on, I think they're having absolutely no bearing at this point in time. Having said that, with the shadows, as the sun goes down over in the west, as it generally does, with the shadow from the grandstand, those lights might come into effect.
The batsman out in the middle, just having a little chat. What's the consensus? What are they saying to each other? Let's pick it up. We're into over number 11. Let's go for it. Nathan.
Yeah, I just think they're trying to plan exactly where he wants to bowl here. It looks like they're stacking the offside a little bit more, so I wouldn't be surprised if he bowls a little bit further outside off stump and makes him hit the ball for ones at most out to the offside. So
Yeah, so what's the run rate, Murray, they need to win?
They're 63 off 10 overs, so what they're going at 6 and over. Originally it was 7.5 or almost at 8 and over, so I guess with 10 overs to go. Yeah.
Yeah, well run there too, and they're still this Charlestown side. They know that they've got to get these singles to keep in contact with them, and that's what they're doing at the moment.
Yeah, so 95 needed off the last 10 overs. Yeah, you're right, Pricey. 9.5 and over.
I wouldn't read that one out, Murray. Murray's getting tweeted and peppered with abuse here in the commentary box, and didn't want to chance the arm there, and that's good communication by the Charlestown batting side.
Yeah. Yes, you're right, Gareth. Courier Kurt, if you're going to send messages like that, we can't read them out on the air. We are live streaming.
So Nathan, getting into the heckle and the sledge, is it something that you're all for? You don't mind being a bowler, and that's a good shot down for 4. The Merryweather fielder dives for it at the end. He's getting a few jibes from the crowd there at his attempt, but that's going to be 4 all the way. They move to 3 for 68. Getting back to the sledge, Nathan, you're a big quick. Is it something you do, or you just let your bowling do the talking? You got the wild man Irish stare, or?
I think you have to, don't you? I think it's all part of it, really. I think if it's clever and witty and not too personal, I think it's all part of the game. I think.
Yeah, I think there is a big difference between banter and sledging. I believe, yeah.
Banter's great.
So you don't like banter, Murray?
I love banter. You're out in the field in the sun for 6 hours or 7 hours. Banter's your friend.
Mm.
How do you go with the banter with all those voices in your head? Which one comes out?
I'll let the other blokes do the talking.
And Nathan, what's the what's the best thing you've said? Banter or sledge?
Wow.
I don't mind. Give me one. Give me one now.
Oh, gee.
Oh, he's stepped on the back foot and pulled that nicely. Good shot.
I was a big fan of Mark Wall getting sledged about being not the best player in his family. I thought that was fantastic.
James Ormond, I believe it was.
Oh, it was? Okay.
Yeah. That is a good one.
At least I'm the best player in my family, yeah.
There's a few good ones back in your day, I think. You mentioned Sri Lanka before, Murray, about Ranatunga. He copped a few, didn't he?
Yeah, indeed. When we
Did
played,
you say anything to him?
No, he actually, thankfully enough, he didn't bat long enough, but
couldn't get a runner out there.
He was quite cross when it was because we batted first, and the odd decision didn't go their way, and the wicketkeeper had tossed the ball to him at mid-wicket. He'd kick it to the bowler, and it was quite a performance. But the rest of them were quite good.
So 25 years ago, that was when Jayasuriya and Kalawidarana were reinvented.
Jayasuriya played.
Yeah.
Kalawidarana was about 5 years later.
Yeah, right. Yeah. They kind of reinvented that 50-over format, didn't they?
Oh, they did. They reinvented the game, and they really set the platform for opening batsmen being aggressive at the time.
Yes, and in the current format, I guess, who's the players, I guess, in Afghanistan to watch out for? I was reading about it, and they've got quite a good young spinner. Is that?
They do, yeah. They have a left-arm orthodox spinner who's a very good bowler, and they've also got a slightly older right-arm off spinner who bats 3 for them, and I think he's their captain, and he's really their go-to player. I can't quite remember his name off the top of my head, but
I think I read about him actually. I think his Wikipedia page says he's the greatest player in the world at the moment. He's the best over, his best averages over all formats. So
actually, I did read that. I remember him telling me that exactly when he was bowling to me. I couldn't quite understand it, but that was the gist that I got of it anyway.
I'm the best in the world. So where do you bat when you're playing for Randwick?
I bat 3 actually.
Really?
Yeah. So bit of an all-rounder. So
what would you rather?
Nice time to bat.
Great time to bat. Yeah.
Plenty of gaps.
Plenty of gaps. Ball's hard. Flies off the bat.
The only downside is when you get a good one. You
Well,
get to
at
watch
least
a lot of cricket for the rest of the day.
exactly. I'd rather do that than think about I'm going to bat all day and then get a good one.
We just got a tweet in from another fan saying, I wish Bar TV would stop showing your 2 huge melons. So I'm guessing it's not mine. And Nathan,
shortest one,
Nathan's
yeah.
the shortest, yeah.
It's the chair. It's only
The
the
viewing
chair.
audience.
Oh, it's
Nathan
up in the
is-
air.
is
It's
the
coming
tallest.
around for it. And, oh, it's a good effort. But no, he's just dropped it. A lesser man would have claimed it, but no. That's counted as a drop, so...
Well, certainly a Seven Seas Hotel pirate, but that was a fantastic effort from Bartlett. Just as he hit the ground, the elbows hit the ground and the ball sort of popped out. Very unfortunate.
Yeah, unlucky. Good attempt and got around to it there, and very unfortunate as... Oh, and he's got bat on that, has he? They gone up, and no! Must have been a big swipe because I heard something from up here.
Very confident shout, Gareth. And
It's like when you get the cane at school and you hear that.
Yeah, you got that once, but you would have got it a few times, wouldn't you?
Mate,
Yeah.
the day I started school was the day the cane came
stopped
out. This is
it.
another good story, actually.
Gee whiz.
The second day of school and the first day of school, I was chucking rocks through the principal's, like little pebbles, as that's another great shot there, little pebbles through the principal's office window, and I got in all bravado in kindergarten. I was like, oh, hanging around the wrong crowd already. And yep, I got 5 lashes of the cane on my first day of school, and the next day they got rid of it. I'm
Wow.
lucky. Should have saved my rock throwing for the next day.
But then they would have got your parents involved, you see. So, yeah.
Yeah, so we're going now to the replay here of this attempt here as he comes around, and oh, that's a hard attempt, and he had it, but it just rolled out. He copped probably a grass burn as well. They're the worst grass burns on the tummy too, aren't they?
Yeah. Second only to on the synthetic grass. They're a shocker. Yeah.
I'm cringing already as now they brought Morton back into the tack. They're into over 13. I thought they might have maybe saved him a little bit later on, but probably looking for a couple of extra wickets here. But 3 for 78, I guess, pretty much got to double what they've got at the moment in about 7 overs. So
Yeah, and I think that's fair to say, Gareth. That,
10 and
This
over.
is a sign that Skipper Moore wants to break this partnership. I think these two are actually the danger men.
He wants to get to South and get the disco
He wants to
ball
get
going.
Yeah. Well, I think he has to be home by midnight. There'll be a midnight curfew because there's grade cricket the next day.
Yeah, fair enough. As we look at the field, they've got quite an interesting field set here. And Australia 67 with no wicket falling after 10, so not a bad start there for the Aussies. Yeah, nicely played though.
I get the impression there's a lot of runs in that Hobart wicket, Gareth.
Yeah, England finishing with 8 for 308, so off to a good start, the Australian side. And
How many overs that?
10 overs there.
6.5 and over. Yeah, okay, they're on the money.
I just like to chuckle sometimes to myself.
Don't we all?
I'm tuned into the voices in Murray's head.
No, I got a fair idea what you're chuckling about, and it's those recent tweets from Courier Kurt.
Is he Courier Kurt or Kurt the Courier?
No, he's a bit of both.
He doesn't know.
No. Went to Lithgow yesterday. He did.
He's everywhere, isn't he?
Oh.
He's the only courier that doesn't get deliveries around town. He has to go to Lithgow. that sounds like a drug run. As Morton comes into bowl. Yes, and his length is a little bit off, and he took a while to warm up in those early stages as well. So for my feeling anyway, it would have been better if he had a bowled his overs out to start off, because he took a little while to get into his rhythm, didn't he?
Well, possibly so. And the gamble they take here is that he's only got 1 over left in the tank at the business end overs. So you could be right, Pricey. I think they could well be finishing with Gilmore and Josh Geary.
Oh, he's gone for that one. It's up in the air, and there's a fielder under it. It's high, and that's a great catch. And they're the hard ones.
Certainly, most indeed, Gareth. The ball spinning, going backward of point. The fielder got under the ball and didn't take his eyes off it until it was in those mitts of his.
Yeah, definitely. And the captain won't be happy with that. McCourt, a slashing shot there.
Indeed, and he was the mainstay when they played against Hemwicks at Passmore Oval. But as we see the replay, ball goes high up in the air, backward of point, and well held.
Is this young Roscoe coming out to bat?
It is Roscoe.
So he's been bumped up the order.
No, that's 6.
He has got a lot of huge raps on him, young Roscoe, so he bowled quite well, so tidy. So I don't know how he bats, but they say he's an all-rounder, so let's...
He did bowl a tidy spell. I think Dane McCourt erred slightly by bowling him from the Market Town end for his first over, but his last 3 overs were particularly impressive when he was bowling with the right breeze.
Yeah, definitely. So have you ever thought to bowl spin, Nathan?
Pretty much every Saturday night after bowling all day, I've thought about it, to be honest. But unfortunately, they don't come out as quite as well as my pace bowling does. So a couple more years of pace bowling in me, I think.
Is that at the Coogee Bay Hotel when you're
pretty much, yeah,
winding down? And
is that the local?
That's the local establishment. Yeah,
but the where the club drinks.
It is. Yeah, yeah.
You can't get those leg kicks up and do the high risk manoeuvres a la Simon Moore on the dance floor.
Used to be Randwick Rugby Club, I think.
Well, that's closed down now.
Oh,
the rugby club's closed down, so we go there, and when we're at Petersham, because we're a merged club, we go to the Petersham RSL.
Yeah, nice line there. That's a bit better there by Morton. Well, I believe his nickname is the Moreton Bay Bug. Is it? Am I correct in saying that?
Not sure. You could be right.
We'll run with it anyway.
Of course, if you want to get in the
More
game,
grasshopper.
if you want to get in the game, hashtag Bar TV Sports or at Bar TV. Also like us on our Facebook page and feel free to comment on the online stream as well. We're here at number 1 Sports Ground. I'll tell you what, the light has faded considerably, really. So it's going to be a little bit tougher for this Charlestown side to chase these runs. And to be fair, it looks like they're slowly drifting away. This Merryweather just tightening up the attack here.
Absolutely, and comparatively, after 13 overs, Merewether were 4 for 96, and Charlestown find themselves at 4 for 84. And at that same time, Merewether was still amassing good runs during their overs.
Yes, and Thomas Wesh has provided a comment on our live stream. Oh, that's nicely danced down the ground. He's obviously a big Nathan Burns man. He's asking
Nathan Burns.
Sorry, Nathan Price.
Right.
I'm talking about the soccer. My head's there. But he's a massive Price fan, and he's asking, when are you getting on, Nathan? So obviously you're on. So
when am I getting on?
Yeah, give him a big shout out. Give him a big shout out.
Cheers, Tommy. Nice you're listening nice and hard there, mate.
That's probably the heckle of the day from our online audience. And is he a player or is he a...
Yeah, he's a young guy who's just come and started playing Walls End. He's a 14-year-old guy who lives in Swansea, plays second grade.
A lot of lip there,
Well,
isn't
a lot of lip for a 14-year-old.
It's not Paul's young bloke, is it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Paul Weshy used to umpire, first grade.
Oh, there you go. And, of course, the umpires today, Robert Irvine and Terry Collins, doing a great job. And, as always, the umpires for NDCA, they do a great job, and you couldn't play the game without them. So
No.
our hat is tipped to them, or you could, if you're in the lower grades, and
The batting team umpires,
you pretend to be honest.
Yeah.
You never get out LBW in CNS, do you?
You'd have to be pretty close. So we see Chris Connors here. He's very keen to strike a blow, I think.
Yeah, definitely. Ooh, and he's into his second over, and he's bowling quite well. This
is Moulton, yeah, because we talked about the fact that they mightn't have a spinner, but this Moulton's done particularly well.
Oh, he's hit that over the top, though, and it's going to go to the boundary before, and Connors' eyes light up, and he could be the key, couldn't he, Connors, I think? And what do you think, Nathan? He's, you know a bit about him?
Chris is definitely the key to this, I think. Being out there for a few overs now, I think it's probably up to him to really dictate the run rate for Charlestown, and wherever possible, where he can hit those boundaries. I think that's his task now, and the other guy can work him around for Chris and give him as much strike as he can to try and get him back up to task.
Well, I guess it's not too dissimilar to when Sam Gilmore was batting with Simon Moore, how he, for a time, fed the strike to the batsman that was in, and the same thing needs to happen here. I think the best thing that Roscoe Thattle could do is get up the other end and run hard for Chris Connors.
Well, interestingly enough, I think Gilmore's taken the ball again up the Market Town end. So this is I guess, an interesting ploy by the captain, looking to really, I guess, strangle the run rate here, isn't he? I mean, they've got wickets in hand, so obviously doesn't want him to be sort of giving away too many boundaries and just keeping this score tight.
Yeah, and I think that's fair to say. By the looks of things, he's going to have one over with Morton, one over with Gilmore left, certainly an over with Geary, and I think the leg spinner's probably got one up his sleeve.
Edmonton might have this one as well, yeah.
Oh, he stepped away there and bowled him. Nice ball, Sam Gilmore. That's made up for your first little spell there.
Yeah, indeed, and realistically, Roscoe Thattle possibly may have erred there. It could well have been a much smarter option just to work the one, get Connors on strike, but
yeah, he stepped away from his wicket, didn't he? And didn't really need to do that, did he, Nathan?
No, he didn't. He tried to walk around the crease a little bit and put him off, but all he intended on doing was putting himself off, and unfortunately, he's on his way.
Yeah, so the young man with all the raps on him, Roscoe, and the wicked first name, he's gone. But Roscoe, if you listen in after this stream, don't worry, I might name my child after you.
I really do think you need to talk to Chrissy about this before.
Oh, and that's
we see the replay.
The replay there. He's just eyes are up in the air. He stepped away. Not happy with it though, is he? Oh, he nearly gave the stumps a good rollicking too, didn't he? Look at Gilmore though. He's shadowboxing.
He's like he's got his
watching
wicket.
Timmy Cahill.
Yeah, he's like a dog on lino now. He's all excited. He's taken the wicket now. He's happy guts for the rest of the evening.
Not walking back. His head's up in the air, isn't it? He's smiling. Look at him, spruiking off. What a spruiker!
Hey.
Sam Gilmore.
He fixes the stump up himself.
Yeah, I didn't realise that widow's peak was so predominant, though. I must say.
It's not really a widow's peak, is it? It's a single mother's peak. And who's this down? Having a bit of a seat down here.
I think that'd be Bartlett.
Bartlett.
From memory.
Yeah, number 9, Bartlett. Just having a little rest as the ball comes back to Gilmore. So the score 5 for 91. We're into over number 15, and really, if Charlestown's going to be serious about this is where they have to start hitting it.
Absolutely, and I think, I guess I'm now leaning towards Pricey's corner in terms of who might take this game out. I think this is like with the fact that they've lost 5 wickets now, they've lost a couple of their big guns. They are staring down the barrel of the Charlestown boys, sadly, because it's been a good chase thus far. Yeah,
definitely. Pricey, are you going to go the other way and say Charlestown can win this just to make it interesting?
Well, they're not out of it, but it's going to be an uphill battle from here. The last sort of 3 wickets that they've lost in this middle period's definitely put them on the back foot, that's for sure.
Nicely struck there down the ground. But
I think that's Pricey's way of saying he wouldn't back him with counterfeit money.
No.
Wouldn't back him with GFC shares.
Do you use that in your comedy act?
No, that was just off the cuff stuff, mate. That's the stuff that dreams are made of.
How'd you go with the bloke that stole your material?
Oh, let's not get into that. I said go to Spotlight if you want material. That's all I said. And he did. And now he walks around with a dress.
Really?
Mm.
From Spotlight?
Oh, he's self-made, isn't it? It's sheer stuff, I think. I think he calls it. Oh, nice little play shot around the corner.
Yes.
No fine leg in, so that's going to be 4. But again, this run rate has stemmed quite considerably. They're not really ticking the runs over, are they, Nathan?
No, they're not, and they definitely need more shots like that from Connors to push them back up to the mark.
You're a number 3 batsman, I guess. If you're out there, where's your range? Where are you hitting it?
It all depends where he's looking, where he's bowling. It looks like he's trying to bowl pretty straight, so I'd still look sort of straight cover or straight mid wicket, really. Ball like that, maybe I would definitely looking to hit over that short cover and looking for that boundary on the offside there. But a bit of change of pace and a change of line from Gilmore, it doesn't make it that easy.
Yeah, definitely. And Murray, it's been a while since you're at the top of your game. The game's changed a bit. Where would you be looking to hit?
I'm with Pricey on this one. There's a huge gap over extra cover, and probably somewhere between deep mid on and deep mid wicket.
Yeah, they haven't got a third man in, so that's where I'm going, just to change it up a bit.
Yeah.
Tough shot with Yorkers on middle stump though.
Yeah.
And this is good batting from Connor. They haven't got a fine leg there, and what that might force Simon Moore to do is bring the fine leg around, which then opens up that square leg gap as well.
Yeah, definitely making the batsmen think about where they're hitting though. So, as we see, Moulton continuing his spell here into his 3rd over. The spinner hasn't leaked too many runs, which is a good sign for Merryweather.
He's bowled particularly well, actually. And at the striker's end now, we see Daniel Arms for Charlestown. And, I guess Daniel comes from good stock as well. Greg Arms was a fantastic cricketer. I played about 8 million games of cricket with him, whether it be with Waratah, Newcastle, or New South Wales country. Wherever I went at one stage, he was the captain. And Daniel's a terrific young bloke.
Oh, he's tossed that one up. All these tweets coming in. Murray, you only had 2 shots apparently.
Yeah, apparently. Cut shot and a work-defined leg.
Well, that's typical of the players of your generation, though, isn't it, really? You only work with your conditions, don't you, Murray? So what are you, all around the ground? What's your go-to shot anyway, Nathan?
Yeah, mine's a cover drive or a pull shot, really. Anything full and wide, I like to hit through the covers and drop it short, and I like to try to anyway, just put it over the boundary, especially in T20s.
And that's 100 up for this Charlestown side. They're
and certainly
into their 16th over.
Yeah,
So
and Daniel needs to get up the other end for Chris Connors and just work with him.
yeah, that's a nice shot though. So he did what you said, Murray.
Yeah.
Got up the other end and did it well.
Absolutely. And now run hard.
Yeah, so now the players are adjusting themselves and getting out to the boundary.
Repositioning themselves. Oh, that's
Adjusting.
not good either.
Oh, nice shot
That's a
there by
terrific shot,
Connors. That's
yeah.
a great shot. That's probably nearly the shot of the day. It's cut off of the boundary though. So that's the 3rd best shot of the day for mine. But he hit that well though, didn't he? Just unfortunate the Merewether, the player came around and cut it off of the boundary. But just eased on the back foot and found the gap and nearly got through for 4. Oh, he's taken a big swing at that, and they're just going for ones here.
And Moulton has bowled well. He's really taken the pace off the ball, and I guess if Merryweather are to be victorious, he's got to have be acknowledged for it.
Yeah, very economical. I guess we've seen with a few of these leg spinners. Oh, that's a good shot. That's a loose ball, but we've seen a That's a 4.
Commentator's curse, really. He's bowled really, really well. All of a sudden he bowls a long hop and Daniel Arms seizes on it.
Yeah. Commentator's hex even.
Yeah.
It's like you've got pins and you're sticking into that microphone. Voodoo. 5 for 108.
50 needed off 4 overs. That's, by my reckoning,
12
Gareth,
and
that's
a
12 and a half and over.
12 and a half.
Yeah.
Boom, I beat you.
Yeah, you've
Hey,
done well.
I saw your mind ticking over and I read it and I was like, he's going to say 12 and a half here, and he did.
Oh, absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, Gareth Wozniak is on fire.
As Gilmore comes in again, tidy in his last over. This will be his last over of the innings. Hit nicely.
And good running. Good positive running.
Yeah, 2 runs. They've been a little bit slow on the uptake, the Charlestown side, haven't they? They haven't been at the start of the innings. They were going for twos like
hell for leather.
They're going for twos like they were.
And let it be said, 6 twos, 12. 12
That's
and over.
right. I guess. I'll tell you what, Nathan. Have you ever been subjected to maths like this?
Well,
School.
Well, unfortunately, I'm an accountant, so day in, day out this is what I do, unfortunately. But
Yes.
Yes. Profit loss.
yeah, that's it.
Yeah. T-bar accounts,
Yeah.
all that sort of stuff. Yep. I did a day of finance for non-finance managers once.
Okay, let's not talk about accountancy. It's boring.
Good plan. I like it.
Yes. Money bores me, to be fair. I just live on laughter and love and
That puts food on the table, does it? Laughter and love.
well, I hunt as well.
Yeah.
I hunt big game.
What's on season at the moment, Gareth?
Buffalo and whatever.
How much around Newcastle?
Whatever takes a bullet. Oh no, but I go down to Cessnock Zoo.
Oh, yeah, okay. Oh, trouble.
Oh,
there.
it's going to be big
Oh,
trouble, and that's out.
Gonski.
Yes, and just pushing the twos there. It's what they needed to do,
Yeah.
and unfortunately there for Charlestown, they've lost another wicket. Score now 6 for 112, sorry. 112, 221, 1-1 was 1-2.
And I can guess, I can see, I can understand the reasoning. Obviously, Charlestown need to go at 12 and over, quick runs and all that sort of stuff. Daniel Arms has taken the fielder on, but it was a and the fielder had to be doing everything right, and the fielder has done exactly that. A beautiful throw over the bails, and the rest is history.
Yeah, I guess Chris Connor's still out there, so they're still in with a chance, Nathan. I guess he's the man that can hit to the boundary and can hit hard as well, so
Yeah, that's right.
he needs to get the strike, doesn't he?
And that's why that 2 kind of didn't really make sense either, because Chris Connors, that took him to the non-strikers end. So it might have been just smart to sit for 1 and let Chris Connors try and take charge for Sam Gilmore's last over.
Yes, and great footage here as well by the Bar TV camera crew. Big special thanks goes to them. Young Liam on the boundary there today. We haven't got Pete Jolly with us getting the interviews, but Liam's down there. Look at him zooming in. I'll tell you what, if that doesn't win him some sort of award at the Logies or something like that.
They really
Logies
challenge
know
each
what
other,
they're
don't
talking
they, Gareth? Sharden and Liam?
Yeah,
They really set
Charlotte,
the benchmark.
I mean, I tell you what, this is definitely, without a doubt, the best live streaming service and sort of new media venture in Australia at the moment. The most exciting tech startup of the year, Bar TV. So definitely we're going places here in the commentary box. Oh, he's missed that one, and
these are crucial.
Yeah,
These
yeah,
balls.
you've
These
got-
dot balls. You got the bloke that's in at the other end, standing up the other end, thinking, "Can you please get bat to ball to get me back on strike?" Yeah, they're only putting more pressure on him, effectively.
I love the sounds that surround number 1 as well. We just heard a motorbike. Oh, they've gone up there, but probably too high. I think that looked like it was above the knee roll there.
And sliding down leg side, I'd say, Pricey.
Yeah, I'd agree. Yeah, it looked high and going down based on the shot. So, yeah.
So now we're into over number 17, 5 for 113. Over 18, I believe.
I understand you're a fan of the warthog.
Yeah, it's one of my go-to hunting animals that I go for. Young Liam from Bulladila down on the boundary. He's offered to take me pig hunting. Plenty of pigs up in the Bulladila Mountains.
You've got a big bypass these days that goes past it.
Yeah, I know, but if you get off on the right road, you meet the right people, Murray. And
You had a beer at the pub there?
yeah, have I? I'll tell you what. Been on a few bus trips up north, and we often stop in there.
Well, it's on the left.
Yeah. Just near on the river. I think it's even called the Bulladila Inn, so they didn't go too much thought, did
I
they?
thought it was a Royal Inn or something
Yeah,
like
the
that.
Plough Inn, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, the Plough Inn. Yeah.
yeah.
Off Bulladila. Yeah.
Yeah, it's got that sign, the Plough Inn of Bulladila. Oh, and he's swung at that. That's probably going to be... I don't know if he got bat on that. I think it's going to be buys. It's going to go all the way to the boundary. But they're going to run 4 anyway, so...
It's gone. Yeah, gone.
Yep, he's got bat on that. So they'll take runs anywhere at the moment, these guys.
Yeah, very handy with the keeper up. He's just let one go through for 4, so...
So about 14.5 and over.
And
They're looking
realistically, at 14.5 and over, does the keeper really need to be up?
Probably not, no.
Yes, and look at this beautiful #1 sports ground. Great footage there from the guys at Bar TV. He's hit that over the top, and that's a slashing shot. Good enterprising shot, but it's not going to go to the boundary. But run rate picking up, as I mentioned, it's about 14.5 and over that they're going to need. So a couple of sixes are going to get them back in this, but I fear that the wrong man's at the striker's end at the moment, Murray.
Well, I guess Chris Connor holds the aces here, and he's the one that can put the ball to the boundary for the maximum. So he needs to get on strike.
As Emerton now comes into the attack. He bowled pretty tightly as well in his earlier spell.
Yeah, he and Josh Geary actually really put the brakes on.
Oh, he's gone for that one. It's high up in the air, and it's going to be taken easily there by the Merryweather player, Sam Gilmore. Score now 6 for 119, 7 for 119 on the Bar TV scoreboard. Merewether now look like they're well in control here, Nathan.
Yeah, and Parth was just looking to push the ball around and hit the ball over the top, and unfortunately for him and Charlestown, he's on his way. But the key's still Chris Connors, and he's still out there. So you never know. But we need boundaries, and we need them quickly from Connors.
Yes, and Deepak Shah, of course, the incoming secretary for the Umpires Association, sent us a little message. Nice, really enjoying the live streaming. Good coverage, boys. Thanks for nice comments on the umpires, and of course, always commenting nicely on the umpires. The men in the middle controlling the match, and great camera work as well. So Deepak, massive fan, and of course doing a great job with these umpires and getting to all the matches. And as we mentioned, without them, we wouldn't have a game. Oh, he's nearly got that, nearly beating the fielder there. So, unfortunately, that's only going to be a single, though.
Was that more? That was almost the death roll from Gilmore, actually. And Pricey, did you went when you went through the Hunter Academy? Was that with Jwalat or Path?
Neither, actually. I missed them both. Yeah, Parth's younger, and
yeah,
Jaylet's a little bit older than me, so I think I missed them both.
Okay, you're on the high diddle.
Pretty much, yeah.
The high diddle diddle for our viewers out there that don't understand gibberish is the middle. And gibberish is an offshoot of the butcher and pigeon English. Oh, he's put that up in the air, and it should be safely caught by the... Oh, he's dropped that one. He'll be unhappy with that one. I thought he got around to that one. It was a hard one to take.
Yeah, he covered good ground there. He did all the hard work, but unfortunately at the crucial point, it spilt clear.
Yeah, so now coming into over 19, 7 for 121, so Probably need, I think, about 25
Oh,
runs and over to win. 30 runs to win. Oh, 15
Well, I
runs
need 37, about 19 and over, yeah.
Yeah, my mass is gone. It's after 7:30, so that's when this brain starts thinking about the after party. And we look at the crowd over there. Look at how good this number one sports ground is. There's kids nearly getting hit by cars. This is like Charlestown Square. Guys over there in truckie singlet, just having a couple of stubbies over there, just living the Australian dream, so to speak. What better place to watch cricket on a Friday arvo
where
than
would you
number one
rather
sports
be?
ground?
Yeah, where would you rather be, Pricey, on a Friday night?
Exactly. Where would you rather be?
I tell you where you wouldn't rather be. At home, without bar TV on your TV.
Absolutely.
You're waiting for the big punchline then, weren't you? But it was just a promo thing.
I thought you were going to come out with something like Bar TV, watch me.
No, I'm not. I'm not into myself like you are, Murray, so... I don't come to the commentary with my own hair and makeup team and all that sort of stuff. Just spend hours getting ready and have 3 changes of clothes just in case it gets a little bit humid.
I got changed at home today. I come here with one set.
Here we go. Morton's coming in, steaming in over number 19. They need about 18 and over to get this done, and he's stuck the bat out there. That's not going to do it. Singles. 3 sixes will do it.
And I guess the biggest problem, Pricey, is that Chris Connor, he hasn't seen a lot of the strike lately, which has ultimately put him under pressure. And once you have a bit of a lull there of 5 or 6 balls, it can actually make quite a difference.
Yeah, definitely. T20 is all a momentum game, and Charlestown kind of lost their way, and Connor's lost his way when he wasn't getting the strike there a little bit. So momentum swung, and it's definitely making it very hard now.
That's a wide there called by the umpire, just going down leg side. So Morton won't be happy with that, and yeah, he's prone to a couple of wides in this format, isn't he, Morton? I guess it's. The height doesn't help, does it? Because he does pitch it a little bit shorter, so it's got that little bit of extra movement as well.
Yeah, absolutely. But I must say, I've seen him bowl tighter than this. I've watched him in semi-finals. He landed the ball on a 2-bob piece. That's old speak for a 20-cent piece.
You beat me to it.
I knew you were going to say it.
To be honest, I wasn't listening to you. Yes, and Morton strolling back.
You can see how tall he is, though, because Sam Gilmore's about 6'1", and he towers over Sam.
Yeah, definitely. And he comes in and he's looking menacing, isn't it? Good footage there by Bar TV, and he's got that one away.
Missed out a little bit there. He got a short one with no one really back in front of the square on the leg side. If that was the ball probably to hit out of the park and really put Charlestown back in the game, but unfortunately he only picked up a single.
And what do you think, Price? He was trying to be a bit too cute, whereas there's a huge gap now over the mid-wicket boundary there.
Like he tried to hit
it Larry Dooley.
Yeah, it looked like he tried to hit a lot finer than that, sort of towards our where we're sitting. Over towards the cars where they're parked would have been much more fruitful, I would have thought.
Well, you're a classy hooker in your own right, Nathan, so that one probably would have gone to the fence, and he's gone. It looks like it's all over here for Charlestown as we now have 8 wickets down for 127. Probably a little bit out of their reach here, I would say.
Yeah, I would have thought so. Again, if Chris Connors was on strike for that ball, that was probably another ball that could have really went the journey back the length and with no one back on the leg side. But unfortunately, I think it was Aaron Payne wasn't quite good enough to do it.
Yes, and the Lions certainly carrying their good form, so they'll go through to the final for this T20 competition, which of course Bar TV is covering as we look at the replay there, and yeah, just a poor shot really.
Well, I guess it's just at the stage of the game where he's got to throw caution to the wind and
Hit and hope.
Unfortunately got a little edge on it. But it's interesting, Gareth, that the first game that was played in this format was Belmont and University are the only side to have chased down a total.
Yeah, that's right, and I guess that put them into the finals. He's just adjusted himself at the crease there and got the ball through for a single. Yeah, but I guess Merryweather versus Uni in the final looks like it's going to be. Moving forward to that game, I guess this match is pretty much over coming into the last over. Who do you guys think's the favourite for that? It's got to be Merryweather, surely, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely. I think full strength with Mark Cameron to come back into the team, I think, and probably Tim O'Neill as well.
Yeah.
I would have thought they would be the favourites, I would have thought.
Yeah, I would have thought they'd be hard to beat. University have some hard-hitting batsmen. I don't think it'll be a walkover. In fact, I think it'll be a close tussle. But, it's hard to see Merewether getting done there.
Well, definitely one to come out for. And I'll tell you what, Merryweather have really put the big strangling gloves on, haven't they, at the moment? And they really did well to bring on those Gilmore and Morton through those middle stages as the big shout goes up and really stifle this run rate, didn't they?
And I guess it's not too dissimilar to Wednesday night's game when Hemwicks played Cardiff, and Cardiff were in the contest, but then Hemwicks sort of really strangled them in the business overs, and it was all over with probably 5-6 overs to go.
Yeah, definitely. So Nathan, what's next for you?
We've got a one-day game on tomorrow at Randwick against Gordon. And then moving forward, we've got some 2 days after that.
He's got him. He's got him. Yes, he's called it. Sorry about that, Nathan, but he's hit the ball back to the bowler. Could have been caught and bowled. The batsman out of his crease. Goes onto the stumps, and that is out.
It's one of the worst ways to get it in cricket, isn't it?
It is, but I'd be really interested to see the replay because I'm wondering if there was actually a ricochet off the umpire as well. But let's have a look at the replay.
I don't think it
here.
came off the umpire at all.
Or it's just come straight off the hands to the
Dropped it
stumps.
straight on, yeah.
There you go.
Oh, yeah, okay.
The umpire tried to get out of the way, but he didn't need to. I'll tell you what, he did move like a gazelle, though, didn't he? I'm glad he didn't get the lasso out because that would have been 70s disco, wouldn't it?
So unfortunately, it doesn't go to the bowlers' credits, but it's still a wicket all the same, and I stand corrected. It didn't go off the umpire at all.
Yeah, definitely. As we come into, I think, the second last ball of this innings, he's put it up there, and he's been pretty instrumental in this innings as well, hasn't he? The young leg spinner, Moulton.
He's done a terrific job, actually. Come on a time that they really needed to put the brakes on, and he did just that.
And I guess for the Bar TV man of the match, who are you voting for?
What do you reckon, Pricey?
I thought it'd be Simon Moore, wouldn't it? He's 70, 71 or...
That's my vote too.
Simon Moore. Okay, then. I'm going to actually go with you guys on this one. And Simon Moore, he has scored 71 off 54 balls. And, nearly a stumping there. Yeah, definitely the man, the difference in this last of the Twilight T20 games for the NDCA. It's been a cracking midweek competition. I'd like to thank you guys, Nathan. All the best with everything else that's
thanks for
happening for you. Thanks for joining us in the Bar TV commentary box. We'll be back for you guys on the 8th of February for this final as the kids are getting happy all around us. They're excited that Merryweather's won. They're wrapped. They've got their teddy bears. And thanks, kids. Did you enjoy it? So you're getting the kids involved at Bar TV as well. And I'd like to thank Murray Christie. And Murray, what do you think is the next step forward for Merryweather and University?
Well, I guess with Merryweather, it's more of the same. And, I mean, they did a tremendous job. I mean, it was game on there for a time. Charlestown were really tracking well in terms of comparable run rates and what have you. But Merryweather showed their true mettle, their true professionalism, and they'll be hard held to for Merryweather to beat them in the final.
Yes, of course, and we'd like to thank everyone for tuning in for Bar TV. Unfortunately, our boundary rider, couldn't be here today, Pete Jolly, so we're going to cut this broadcast a little bit short today and thank everybody for tuning in. Of course, the sponsors, Commonwealth Bank, Kingsgrove Sports, the Newcastle Herald, where you can watch us live online, and South Newcastle, of course. Merryweather versus University is going to be the final of this T20 competition. It's going to be here at Number 1 Sports Ground. You can watch it live at the grounder, of course, on Bar TV. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Thanks to Nathan Price and Murray Christie, the cameraman, everyone involved in this competition. It's been a cracker. I can't wait for the final, February the 8th. Get down here. I've been Gareth Wazick, and we'll see you next time. Thanks, everybody.
Here's your story, let's begin. The water's fine, come on, dive in. The future's here, it's right before your eyes. Step by step, you're on your way. Welcome to a brighter day. Don't you know it feels good to be alive? You could be larger than life, bigger than the world, living out the hopes and dreams of every boy and every girl. You could fly higher than the sky, shine brighter than the stars. You could have all you ever wanted, shoot the moon and reach for Mars. You know you could.
Doc's pharmacies were established in 1988. We've been serving the Novocastrian community for over 25 years. Doc's MegaSafe Chemist is the only chemist in Newcastle open 16 hours a day. We open from 8 a.m. in the morning till midnight, 7 days a week.
We have 3 full-time pharmacists employed, plus we have 2 intern pharmacists. So there's always more than one pharmacist here to answer any questions that you may have.
We have over 16,000 lines in stock at any one time, so we have a huge range of products always available.
Within a 5-kilometre radius, we have a free delivery service.
We offer free personal health checks, prescription reminder services.
We do free blood pressure checks every day. We've got the widest range of stock, and anything we don't have, we can get for you the next day.
For more information on any of the services that we offer, please visit our website or like us on Facebook. Doc's MegaSafe Chemist is on the ground floor in Market Town Shopping Centre next to Woolworths.